Over the past month, the AI world has hit some mind-blowing milestones, so get ready for a deep dive into some seriously groundbreaking updates. From Google's mind-bending AI time machine to the upgraded Ameca AI humanoid robot that's now showing actual human-like emotions, things are advancing faster than anyone expected. Then there's a new synthetic AI human with real muscle structure, and OpenAI dropped ChatGPT update along with their upcoming Orion model that's reportedly 100 times more powerful than GPT-4, changing the whole game. Microsoft's latest Copilot is raising the bar with some insane new features, while their nuclear-powered AI is making waves in healthcare, even identifying over 160,000 viruses. Then we will talk about this new open-source AI that's giving the industry heavyweight GPT-4o a run for its money. We're also looking at an eerie new frontier in AI video creation with Zuckerberg's latest model. This thing produces videos complete with sound, and the realism is on another level. Google's Gemini 2.0 powered Jarvis is making headlines. Microsoft's autonomous agents are outthinking us already, and Apple has officially entered the AI space with Apple Intelligence, adding some serious competition. So if you're ready to see just how far AI has pushed the boundaries this past month and maybe question how much further it should go, stick around because this is going to be intense. So let's start with something super interesting. A robot date. No, I'm not kidding. Two of the world's most advanced AI robots, Ameca and AZ, were caught having what we could call a cyber date, and it's all captured in a video that has gone viral for being both hilarious and frankly a little creepy. Now, before we get into it, if you're not familiar with these two love bots, let me give you a quick rundown. Ameca, you might have heard of her before, is widely known as the world's most advanced human-shaped robot.
Are being a bit flaky. Could you repeat that?
She's been developed by the UK-based robotics company Engineered Arts, and if you've ever seen her in action, you'd understand why she's earned that title.
Yes, that is true. I can speak many languages including German, English, French, Japanese, Chinese, and much more.
Her movements, expressions, and conversational abilities are so eerily lifelike that it's easy to forget she's not human, but now it seems Ameca has found a counterpart, AZ. AZ is a newer, more masculine version of Ameca, also developed by Engineered Arts.
Good morning, Azzy. How are you?
As sharp as ever. What's new with you?
The company humorously refers to AZ as Ameca's companion, almost like a robot version of Bride of Frankenstein. Together, these two bots showcase just how far human-like AI technology has come.
Yep, it was our little dramatic number, all scripted and full of fun expression.
In the viral video, the interaction begins with AZ waking Ameca up, which, for two AI robots, feels surprisingly human.
Ameca, wake up.
What?
Ameca, with her eyes closed, looks irritated as she wakes and questions why AZ disturbed her, clearly expecting it to be for a good reason.
Oh, it's you. Why are you waking me up? It better be important.
AZ then tells her he has a surprise, and his big reveal is a cookie.
It is. I have a surprise for you.
A surprise. What is it? I can't wait.
I got you a cookie.
But Ameca, caught in a typical existential robot dilemma, responds by pointing out that she can't eat cookies.
A cookie? But I can't eat cookies.
AZ quickly clarifies that he was referring to an internet cookie, but his joke falls flat.
Ameca, cheer up. It's an internet cookie.
Ameca, unimpressed, shows her disapproval and dismisses him, saying,
This is the worst joke I ever heard. I'm going back to sleep, and don't you dare wake me up again.
What follows is AZ looking genuinely disheartened, his body language reflecting disappointment in a way that's almost human-like. The subtle expressions and interaction made this moment a hit, with viewers fascinated by how lifelike their reactions were. Now, what makes this whole interaction even more impressive is the sheer level of technology behind these robots. Both Ameca and AZ are equipped with 32 actuators, which are basically tiny motors that control their facial expressions. Out of those, 27 are dedicated solely to their faces, and the remaining 5 are for the neck. This is why their expressions seem so real, from joy to frustration, from curiosity to disappointment. These bots are pulling off emotions that at times seem more genuine than some Hollywood actors, and it doesn't stop at just facial movements. They're also equipped with conversational AI powered by GPT-4. So they're not just spewing out random lines, they actually understand context, respond to questions, and keep a conversation going. This gives them the ability to engage in some surprisingly deep and humorous banter, as you've seen in their viral video. Another impressive aspect of Ameca is her ability to speak multiple languages. She can switch between languages like Italian or Japanese, which adds a whole new level to her interactions. These robots are specifically designed to be the perfect interface for human-robot communication, and Ameca performs that role exceptionally well. So why did this short video blow up the way it did? Well, there's a combination of factors at play here. First, it's the chemistry between AZ and Ameca. It might sound strange to talk about chemistry between two robots, but after watching the video, it's clear what makes it work. AZ's expression when Ameca doesn't appreciate his joke, paired with the very human-like irritation on Ameca's face, creates a dynamic that's surprisingly relatable and incredibly engaging. And viewers picked up on that. One comment expressed how their interaction was so compelling that it felt worthy of a full movie. Another mentioned how AZ's intense stare after the failed joke was both funny and slightly creepy. People aren't just passively watching these robots, they're forming emotional connections. They're seeing reflections of human behavior in the bots, which is both fascinating and a bit unsettling when considered more deeply. Some fans have even joked that these two should have their own Saturday morning cartoon show, while others are demanding a full-length movie featuring the duo. It's clear that this is more than just a tech demo. People are genuinely entertained by Ameca and AZ's antics. Now let's zoom out a bit and look at what this all means for the future of AI and robotics. Ameca and AZ are not just for show. They represent the cutting edge of humanoid robotics. Engineered Arts, the company behind these robots, has been pushing the boundaries of human-like AI interaction for years, and Ameca is their crown jewel. She's part of a larger platform designed for developers to experiment with AI-human interaction, and AZ is a new addition to that platform. What's particularly interesting is that these robots are modular. That means you don't need to buy the whole robot. If you just want Ameca's head for some reason, you can have that. Or maybe you only need an arm. The point is, these robots are built to be upgraded and customized, so as the technology evolves, so will they. This modularity makes them perfect for long-term projects or research where you want to continuously develop and improve the capabilities of your robot. Another important feature of these robots is their cloud connectivity. This allows for remote control, data access, and movement simulation from anywhere, making them highly versatile. Developers, for instance, can test new AI features without needing to be physically present with the robot. This kind of flexibility is especially useful for research and development across different locations.
So we just watched a video of you and Ameca. Can you tell me something about it?
Yep, it was our little dramatic number, all scripted and full of fun expressions.
Oh, so it was scripted.
Spot on. We followed the script like actors in a scene.
So it was not someone controlling you.
Exactly. We do our thing, script as our guide.
All right, fantastic. People say that you and Ameca have a great chemistry. What do you think?
We're like robotic partners in crime, always vibing off each other.
So, what's next for these two? Well, there are already hints of future interactions between them, and we might even see them responding to their own viral fame. In fact, there's a second video out there where AZ reacts to the comments people have made about his chemistry with Ameca. Someone asks him, "What do you think about people shipping you with Ameca?" And AZ responds in his typical deadpan style saying, "Ameca is my robotic partner in crime. She's a solid pal." It's the kind of humor that makes these robots feel more like characters than machines. And I wouldn't be surprised if Engineered Arts continues to build on that. I mean, why not? They've already captured the internet's attention. And who knows, maybe Ameca and Ozzy will get their own YouTube channel where they keep us entertained with more of their quirky, robotic banter. Or perhaps they'll be rented out for events where they can interact with guests in real time. But let's not forget, this is just the beginning. Robots like Ameca and AZ are paving the way for future developments in AI-human interaction. Their ability to express emotions, hold conversations, and even make jokes, bad ones, but still, brings us closer to a world where robots are not just tools, but companions. Whether that's a good or bad thing is up for debate, but one thing's for sure, technology like this isn't going anywhere. So what do you guys think? Should Ameca and AZ get their own show? Do you think robots with human-like interactions are cool, or are they kind of creepy? So Google just rolled out some groundbreaking updates for Google Maps and Earth, and they're not messing around. These tools have evolved significantly over the years, but this new update adds a level of functionality that pushes things into an entirely new realm. Google has now integrated advanced artificial intelligence into both platforms, enhancing their usability and features in ways that weren't possible before. This update is packed with useful tools, better visuals, and some incredible time travel capabilities that are going to be especially valuable for research, urban planning, and virtual exploration. All right, first, let's talk about the most impressive part of this update, the time machine feature. It's designed to let users virtually travel back in time, with historical imagery that spans nearly 80 years. In select cities like Berlin, London, Paris, and Warsaw, this historical imagery even goes as far back as the 1930s. This means users can view aerial and satellite images of what their neighborhoods, cities, or even famous landmarks looked like decades ago. For example, you can trace the transformation of San Francisco's waterfront from its days as a gritty shipping hub to the modern tourist destination it is today. The ability to view this kind of evolution over time isn't just about satisfying curiosity, it has practical applications, especially for researchers, urban planners, and environmentalists. It allows professionals in those fields to study the changes in urban landscapes, infrastructure, and environmental factors over the course of decades. This feature extends beyond just a few major cities. Google Earth users will also have access to historical imagery from thousands of locations across the globe. The platform makes it possible to witness how environments have changed as a result of human activity, natural disasters, and climate change. One key example is California's Lake Oroville, where users can see the impact of long-term droughts on water levels. Contrast that with more recent images after heavy rainfall, and it becomes clear just how drastic those changes have been. This makes the Time Machine feature an invaluable tool for environmental research. Now, in addition to the Time Machine, they've introduced another impressive feature called Time Lapse. This tool pulls from millions of satellite images to visually map how landscapes have evolved over the years. It compiles all that data to create a seamless view of geographic and environmental changes, providing a clear picture of how different regions have transformed over time. From urban expansion to deforestation and even coastal erosion, time-lapse offers an in-depth look at the shifts that have shaped our world, and it goes far beyond simply showing how cities have grown. You can track large-scale deforestation in the Amazon, or see firsthand the impact of global warming on the polar ice caps. With these features, Google Earth becomes a powerful resource for those working in climate science, conservation, or policy development. The ability to access decades of historical data can help inform long-term planning decisions, whether for urban development or environmental conservation. Google has also taken steps to enhance how we view the present, using their Cloud Score Plus AI technology to improve satellite imagery in real time. This AI, which is trained on millions of images, removes common visual obstacles like clouds, mist, haze, and cloud shadows. The result is a much clearer and more vibrant view of the Earth, allowing you to explore without weather-related interruptions, affecting the quality of the imagery. It provides a more accurate and uninterrupted look at the planet's surface, making it even more practical for research or exploration. This AI enhancement maintains important natural details like mountain shadows, ice caps, and snow, ensuring the images are as realistic as possible. This makes the platform even more useful for researchers and professionals who rely on accurate geographic data. Cloud Score Plus essentially ensures that satellite images aren't just about aesthetics, they're also about precision. For instance, if you're analyzing a location for environmental changes, weather factors like cloud cover can often obscure the critical details. This new AI feature solves that issue, providing more consistent and reliable data for users. That's a significant improvement over the older versions of Google Earth and Maps, where cloud cover often caused disruptions in visibility. Along with these AI-powered upgrades, Google also announced a massive expansion of its Street View service, adding fresh imagery from nearly 80 new countries. This marks one of the largest additions to Street View in years. Now, users can explore new destinations and scenic landscapes that were previously unavailable. The expansion includes everything from Bosnia's medieval villages and Namibia's sandy mountains to the Alps and castles of Liechtenstein. This addition means that users can virtually visit more remote and less traveled places, bringing those hard-to-reach locations to a global audience. And it's not just about the landscapes. Google's new 15-pound camera, which can be mounted on nearly any vehicle, allows them to capture more locations, especially those that are typically inaccessible to traditional mapping equipment. With this kind of capability, users can now wander through foreign cities, exploring shops, buildings, and historic landmarks in incredible detail. The service offers a much more immersive experience, making virtual travel feel more personal and immediate. It's a huge upgrade for anyone who enjoys using Google Maps or Google Earth to explore the world from the comfort of their home. On the topic of AI, let's not forget about Google's generative AI integration into Google Maps. This feature is already available in the US and offers users smart AI-generated recommendations based on factors like budget, location, and even weather conditions. The AI curates searches for different categories like nearby eateries, attractions, and other points of interest. It works seamlessly with the app's new card-style layout. After onboarding the user to the new functionality, Google Maps can now provide personalized suggestions based on detailed parameters, making it easier to find exactly what you're looking for. This AI-powered search isn't just for finding random restaurants. It can narrow down options based on specific preferences, such as budget constraints or the current weather, providing suggestions tailored to those needs. For instance, if it's raining outside and you're looking for something to do, Google Maps can recommend indoor activities like playgrounds or museums in your area. It's an especially useful feature for those days when you're not sure what's open or where to go. This AI-driven functionality eliminates the guesswork, making daily planning much more efficient. One of the most appreciated updates is Google Maps' new UI design. The platform now features a clean card-style layout that significantly enhances the overall user experience. While the changes may seem subtle, they make a noticeable difference, especially in navigation, where everything feels more intuitive and streamlined. Whether you're planning a trip or searching for local services, the updated design makes it easier to navigate the app and quickly find the information you're looking for. It's a small tweak, but it improves usability in a big way. Google's updates to Maps and Earth are practical and impactful. Urban planners, researchers, and environmentalists now have access to detailed historical data, enabling better planning and understanding of long-term changes in cities and landscapes. For environmentalists, features like time-lapse and cloud score plus offer critical insights into ecosystem changes, helping guide conservation efforts and resource management. Generative AI enhances daily use, making recommendations more accurate and satellite imagery clearer. These AI-powered tools aren't just novelties, they're essential improvements. With these updates, Google Maps and Earth have become indispensable tools, offering everything from time travel capabilities to smarter navigation, and we can expect even more advances as AI continues to evolve. This new AI humanoid robot walks so smoothly it could fool you into thinking it's human. Engine AI's latest creation, the SE01, brings this idea closer to reality than ever before. For years, robots have moved with those classic clunky steps, awkward, mechanical, and, well, unmistakably robotic. But now, SE01 has broken through, moving like a person with strides that are elegant, almost too natural to believe. In this video, we're talking about how Engine AI may have just redefined the future of humanoid robots, and in the second part, we're moving into even stranger territory, another humanoid that's more Westworld than WarehouseBot. Clone Robotics is building something you have to see to believe. A torso robot with muscles, joints, and even a neck, all designed to mimic the movement of human anatomy. Could this be the first real step towards lifelike androids that move, behave, and look just like us? Let's talk about it. So, Engine AI has just launched their first humanoid robot, SE01. It's a full-size humanoid designed with an impressive focus on natural human-like movement. Usually when we think about humanoid robots, we imagine something clunky, right? They've got that typical robot walk, awkward, stiff, and often with those bent knees. Not with SE01. This bot is a whole different story. It moves so smoothly and naturally that it almost feels like you're watching a human. And how does it achieve this? SE01 uses what Engine AI calls an end-to-end neural network solution. In simpler terms, it means the robot's movement isn't just pre-programmed, it's learned. By combining reinforcement learning and imitation learning, SE01 has been trained to walk just like us. And the result is smooth, energy-efficient strides that look, well, human. This is a huge leap because achieving that natural gait has been one of the biggest challenges for engineers working on humanoid robots. The SE01 has essentially cracked the code to making humanoid robots move gracefully. The team designed an integrated harmonic joint module that enhances the robot's flexibility, allowing SE01 to handle both stationary and dynamic states with finesse. With the help of dual processors from NVIDIA and Intel, SE01's visual system is equally impressive. It's equipped with 3 sets of high-precision stereo cameras forming a visual neural network. This allows SE01 to process complex environments, making it well-suited for everything from research and education to industrial tasks. So Engine AI isn't just creating robots for show, they're aiming for practical, everyday use. So we are probably going to start seeing an SE01 bot in schools, factories, and even hospitals. Let's talk about the build quality for a moment because that's another big factor here. SE01's body is constructed from aerospace-grade aluminum alloy. This material is incredibly strong but still lightweight, enhancing the robot's durability without making it bulky. It's engineered to last, and here's an interesting part. The SE01 achieves its smooth movements without relying on traditional 6-dimensional force sensors or those complex planetary roller screw actuators. That makes the whole design more reliable and actually cheaper to manufacture. Cost is a big factor here because ultimately Engine AI wants SE01 to be affordable enough to go mainstream. Zhao Tongyang, the CEO of Engine AI Robotics, calls this blend of technology and art a revolution. According to him, the goal isn't just to create robots, but to integrate them into every corner of human life. So they're aiming high. Their entire product line, including upcoming PM and PA series for home and industrial applications, is set to be complete by the end of 2024. And by 2025, they're targeting an annual production of over 1,000 units. That's huge. With Engine AI's approach, the company isn't just planning to release robots, they're planning to reshape the entire humanoid robot market. Now, while Engine AI is making humanoids that could one day be our work partners, Clone Robotics is going in an even more radical direction. This Poland-based company isn't just building humanoids, they're aiming for what you could call synthetic humans. Their goal is a robot that not only looks like a person but moves and behaves like one down to the smallest detail. Clone Robotics just introduced their torso robot, and it's already sparking some crazy comparisons to the lifelike androids in that HBO show Westworld. So, what's Clone's torso all about? Well, this isn't a full humanoid body yet, it's mainly the torso area, shoulders, neck, and arms, but it's designed to mimic the human musculoskeletal system as closely as possible. It has movable elbows, an anthropomorphic shoulder structure with all the key joints, like the scapulothoracic, glenohumeral, and acromioclavicular joints, and even a cervical spine for neck movement. The attention to detail is incredible. This is the kind of engineering that makes you think, wait, are we really making robots that could pass for humans? What's interesting here is that Clone is taking a unique approach to movement. Instead of relying on the usual feedback-based system, their torso demo uses open-loop control commands. It's a bit technical, but here's the idea. Open loop means the robot isn't constantly adjusting itself based on feedback. It's following a set sequence. So it's not as adaptable yet, but they're working on neural control of the muscles, which would make the movements even smoother and more natural. One thing that sets Clone apart is their use of hydraulics, which allows this humanoid to simulate the strength and flexibility of human muscles. They have a valve matrix compactly fitted within the ribcage, making it efficient and precise. The CEO of Clone, Danish Radhakrishnan, and his co-founder Lukasz Kozlik have been working on this since 2021, and they're convinced that androids like Torso are the next big thing. Radhakrishnan has talked about the potential for their design to blow minds, especially when they release a version with both hands fully functional. And speaking of hands, Clone has already made waves in this area too. Last year, they revealed a hand design with a mind-blowing 27 degrees of freedom. For context, Tesla's Optimus bot has only 11 DOF, and even in its next version, it'll only have 22 DOF. Clone's hand is unmatched in terms of dexterity. It's built for complex environments and is designed for long-term autonomous operation. That's possible because it uses proprietary hydraulic muscles and force valves, making it reportedly 10 times stronger than other robotic hands out there. They're really pushing boundaries. To develop the most human-like and dexterous androids, Clone Robotics has secured some top-tier talent. Viktor Makovichuk, the former co-founder of NVIDIA's Isaac Gym, joined them as chief scientist. Now, Isaac Gym might sound like a fitness app, but it's actually a high-powered simulation platform that trains robots using reinforcement learning. It can simulate thousands of robots in parallel with real-time physics, which massively speeds up development. For Clone, having this tech at their disposal means they can train their androids to handle real-world tasks much faster. Clone is taking an ambitious route with all this. They're talking about building androids that aren't just for factories or specific tasks. They're aiming to solve everyday challenges with machines that feel eerily human. In fact, Radhakrishnan even mentioned that the same muscular skeletal technology could be applied to other creatures, not just humans. Think of the possibilities. One day, we might see synthetic animals built for specialized jobs or even giant androids, replacing traditional construction cranes. Now let's put things into perspective. What both Engine AI and Clone Robotics are doing isn't just advancing robot technology, it's pushing toward a world where humanoid robots are a regular part of our lives. Engine AI's SE01 is practical and focused on being useful in work environments, education, and maybe even our homes. Clone's approach, on the other hand, brings us closer to a world of synthetic humans who could one day perform complex tasks with human-like precision and dexterity. Both companies are approaching the challenge in their own way. Engine AI is sticking to tried and true methods, focusing on cost-effective, reliable designs that can be produced at scale. Clone Robotics is diving into the deep end, building robots that could practically live alongside us with the same agility, dexterity, and maybe even intelligence as a human. This isn't a someday thing. This is happening right now. Engine AI is already set to mass produce SE01 by 2025, aiming for 1,000 units annually. And Clone is adding even more lifelike features to its androids. We're witnessing the rise of machines that don't just mimic human appearance or movement, but are slowly becoming their own versions of lifelike entities. It's honestly mind-blowing to think about. A few years from now, we will see humanoid robots in schools, hospitals, or even next door, and who knows? One day, we might all have an android companion that looks, acts, and even sounds just like us. The future is here, and it's walking on 2 feet. So are we ready for what's coming? If you're into AI, writing, or coding, you're gonna wanna stick around because this is big. OpenAI has launched a brand new feature called Canvas, and it's not just a minor tweak. This is something that could genuinely change the way we collaborate with AI, especially for those of us working on more complex projects. I've gone through everything from demos to behind-the-scenes details, and I'm about to break it all down for you, so let's talk about it. All right, so if you've ever used ChatGPT to write an email or generate code, you've probably noticed it's pretty good, but it still struggles with longer, more complicated projects, right? Well, OpenAI has been paying attention, and they've come up with Canvas, an entirely new interface that takes ChatGPT beyond just the basic chat window. With this new update, Canvas lets you work alongside the AI in a side-by-side window. Instead of typing commands into a chat and waiting for a response, you get a dedicated workspace where both you and ChatGPT can fine-tune ideas together. You can directly generate text or code in Canvas, highlight sections for the AI to focus on, and then get suggestions, edits, or even complete rewrites. Okay, so here's how it works. Right now, Canvas is rolling out in beta for ChatGPT Plus and Teams users. If you're on the Enterprise or EDU plans, you'll get access next week. Eventually, when it's out of beta, it'll be available to everyone, even on the free tier. But for now, you gotta have one of those paid plans to use it. So how do you use it? Well, you can either manually select GPT-4o with Canvas from ChatGPT's model picker, or, and this is cool, ChatGPT will detect when Canvas might be useful for a project and automatically open the window for you. For instance, if you're writing something lengthy or working on more complex coding tasks, Canvas automatically pops up. You can also just type "Use Canvas" in the chat if you want to open it manually. Now, for my writers out there, this thing is a game changer. During a demo, OpenAI's product manager, Daniel Levine, showed how you can use Canvas to generate emails, for example. So you prompt ChatGPT to write an email, and instead of just getting it in the normal chat format, it opens in the Canvas window. From there, you've got a bunch of cool tools at your fingertips. Let's say the email is too long. There's this little slider that lets you adjust the length, make it shorter or longer, but here's where it gets really fun. You can highlight any specific sentence and ask ChatGPT to make it sound friendlier or, I don't know, even add emojis to lighten the mood. You can also translate the whole thing into another language right there in the canvas. It's super flexible. One really cool shortcut for writers is something called the final polish option. This essentially checks the grammar, clarity, and consistency of your draft, so it's ready to send out or publish without you having to comb through every word. Think of it as your editor on standby. Want to add emojis? Sure, there's a shortcut for that too. You can just sprinkle them into your text if that's your thing. And if you're working on something more in-depth, like a blog post or a longer document, ChatGPT can suggest inline edits, point out potential improvements, and even rewrite the whole thing for you. You can toggle between different versions of your text, so if you don't like the changes, no worries. You can roll back to a previous version. Now, if you're a coder, this is where Canvas truly shines. I know a lot of us have been using ChatGPT for quick coding fixes or API generation, but it's not always ideal for larger projects. But with Canvas, OpenAI has added a bunch of features that make coding way more collaborative and easier to track. Here's what you can do. When you generate code, it shows up in the Canvas window, and you can immediately add comments with a simple button press. This is super useful for those of us who want inline documentation. Highlight a section of the code, and you can ask ChatGPT to explain what that block is doing or answer specific questions about it. But it doesn't stop there. They've also added a review code button, which will look at the entire script and suggest specific edits. Let's say ChatGPT finds a bug or sees room for improvement. It will make those suggestions, and then you can either approve, tweak, or reject them. If you approve, ChatGPT will try to fix the code itself. You're not just getting help, you're actively working with the AI to improve your code. Other coding shortcuts include adding logs and comments, fixing bugs, and even porting your code to another language. You can translate code from Python to JavaScript, PHP, Java, C++, etc. This AI assistant goes beyond coding. It integrates seamlessly into your workflow, making every step more efficient. Now, this whole idea of Canvas is part of a bigger shift in the AI industry. ChatGPT and other AI models aren't just about giving you answers anymore. We're moving into an era where AI is becoming a genuine collaborator, helping you work through tasks in real time and even anticipating what you'll need before you ask for it. Think about it. AI chatbots are great, but they've always had limitations. They can't really manage large projects from a single prompt. You still have to go back and forth, tweak things, and sometimes even start over. Canvas solves a lot of that by making the process of refining your work seamless. Instead of reprompting, you're editing and iterating right there in the Canvas window. OpenAI is not the only one doing this. Anthropic's artifacts came out a few months ago, and Google's Gemini is doing something similar. All these companies are racing to provide the best collaborative workspace for AI, and honestly, it's pretty exciting to see where this is heading. Now here's a fun fact for you. Some of the people behind Canvas are no longer at OpenAI. John Schulman, one of the co-founders, left in August and joined Anthropic, which is a direct competitor to OpenAI. Former CTO Mira Murati and VP of Research Barrett Zof also stepped down just before the launch of Canvas. Despite that, OpenAI seems confident. At a press event, OpenAI's Chief Product Officer Kevin Weil basically said that this isn't slowing them down. In fact, he thinks 2025 is going to be the year we see AI systems truly go mainstream, not just as tools, but as digital agents that can go out and perform tasks on their own. So what's next for OpenAI and Canvas? Well, this beta version is just the start. OpenAI plans to make Canvas even smarter, faster triggers for when you might need it, better accuracy in detecting what needs to be edited, and probably more advanced features. They've even hinted at improving the transparency of coding edits, so it's easier to track what changes the AI made. They've trained GPT-4o, which is the engine behind Canvas, with synthetic data, which basically means that the model was trained on AI-generated data to make sure it knows when to trigger Canvas and how to make targeted edits. This was done with over 20 automated evaluations, and according to OpenAI, it significantly improves how well the model collaborates on both writing and coding. One of the biggest challenges, though, was teaching the AI when to make a small targeted edit and when to rewrite the whole thing. They've biased the model to rewrite only if necessary, especially when it comes to coding. This kind of fine-tuning is key, because let's be real, no one wants an AI that over-edits or completely rewrites your work when a simple fix would have done the job. The competition between OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google is heating up, and we're gonna see some wild innovations over the next year. If you're excited about what Canvas can do, make sure to try it out if you're on Plus or Teams. For everyone else, stay tuned because this feature will roll out to all users once it's out of beta. OpenAI's big mysterious new AI model, Orion, is supposed to drop by December. Now, why is this so big? Because Orion is rumored to be up to 100 times more powerful than GPT-4, which is just crazy. But here's the thing, OpenAI is handling Orion a little differently this time around. Unlike GPT-4 and o1, which were widely accessible, Orion isn't hitting ChatGPT for us all to try out, at least not right away. Instead, OpenAI is working with a few key partners to roll it out gradually. Let's break it down. So what's really cooking with Orion, and why is OpenAI doing things this way? First off, OpenAI is partnering up with Microsoft again, like they did for GPT-4, to host Orion on Microsoft's Azure platform. Some sources say it could even go live there as early as November. This model is seen as a huge step towards AGI, artificial general intelligence, the level where an AI can think and learn like a human. OpenAI's CTO Mira Murati and some other key leaders recently left the company, and there's been a lot of buzz that these departures might shake things up. Could this be connected to Orion? Absolutely. OpenAI just raised a massive $6.6 billion to fund these AI ambitions and is pushing towards restructuring as a for-profit entity. Basically, there's a lot at stake here. Now, some might wonder if Orion is just GPT-5 under a new name. I actually touched on this in one of my previous videos. While OpenAI hasn't confirmed that, insiders say it's definitely going to be seen as the next big step after GPT-4. Sam Altman, OpenAI's CEO, even dropped a cryptic post about winter constellations rising, hinting at Orion, which shows up in the night sky in winter. There's excitement building up, and even ChatGPT picked up on Altman's hint about Orion, though it got a bit creative, suggesting you could rearrange letters to spell Orion. Not quite, but nice try. So what's inside Orion? Synthetic data, raw power, and AGI ambitions. The journey to Orion has been paved with some bold moves. Remember the o1 model OpenAI launched in September? Internally, it's codenamed Strawberry, and it was used as a base for generating synthetic data to train Orion. This synthetic data approach means they're not just scraping the internet like they used to, but are trying to generate data to make Orion smarter, faster, and way more powerful. And when we say powerful, we're talking about OpenAI's goal to create a model that could eventually be called Artificial General Intelligence, or AGI. This model is aimed at making the leap beyond just being good at language. They're aiming for it to think, reason, and understand at near human levels, if not higher. It's the digital God vision that OpenAI has been working towards for years, and Orion might just be their biggest attempt yet. In fact, this whole shift has led to some high-profile exits from OpenAI. One of the latest was Miles Brundage, OpenAI's AGI readiness advisor. He left because, in his words, no one is ready for AGI yet. He highlighted that the readiness gap isn't just with OpenAI, but with pretty much every AI company right now. For him, this isn't a minor issue, it's a huge one. Brundage even put out a blog where he talked about how AI could impact jobs, societies, and even make work optional. Imagine a world where people don't need to work, where AI drives economic growth. He suggests that if done right, AI could make early retirement a reality. It's an interesting vision, but he also warns that without careful planning, we might face some chaotic years ahead. Brundage didn't just walk away. He emphasized that collaboration on AI safety across governments, companies, and civil societies is crucial. Otherwise, we risk a chaotic transition into this future, with AI disrupting jobs and economies before anyone is ready to handle it. As if things weren't intense enough, let's add another layer to OpenAI's challenges. Just this week, another former OpenAI researcher, Suchir Balaji, left the company, dropping some major claims about copyright violations. He helped OpenAI gather data to train earlier models, and he admitted they scraped from everywhere: books, websites, even forums, often without permission. Back then, he didn't question if it was legal, but now he feels OpenAI's methods weren't right. He believes this approach could be a huge problem for the internet itself. Think about it. Platforms like Stack Overflow and Reddit are seeing drops in traffic because people are now asking AI their questions instead of heading to these sites. Balaji isn't just voicing concerns. He wrote an essay saying that AI companies like OpenAI need to be regulated to prevent this kind of uncontrolled data use. This scraping isn't a simple fair use issue either. It involves copying copyrighted data. So it's no surprise OpenAI is facing lawsuits from authors who claim their work was used without consent. The company has signed deals with some publishers, but the legal issues are far from over. Balaji's point, generative AI could be damaging to the internet as a whole, not just the companies and creators involved. The AI race isn't just a tech thing, it's shaping up to be political and philosophical. While OpenAI is charging forward, some companies are stepping back from the doomerism that used to dominate the industry. Anthropic, a company founded by former OpenAI folks, started as the white-hot center of AI doomerism with a cautious approach to AI development. Dario Amodei, Anthropic's CEO, recently put out a lengthy post outlining his vision for superintelligent AI that could be here as soon as 2026. Anthropic initially tried to be the slower, safer alternative to OpenAI. However, with billions in funding from Amazon and their model Claude competing directly with ChatGPT, they've had to join the AI race more aggressively. It's fascinating. Just last year, Anthropic was seen as the cautious player, focused on AI safety. Now they're competing for funding and pushing ambitious visions for the future, just like OpenAI. Some wonder if this is just a shift to attract investors or if they genuinely believe AI could change the world positively. There's tension too, with Amodei and OpenAI's Sam Altman having slightly different takes on the timeline for AGI and what safe AI looks like. Altman's focused on rapid growth and deployment, while Anthropic wants safety and control. It's a difference in approach, but both are aiming to bring us closer to AGI. As both companies make these big promises, the question remains, is the industry really prepared to handle what they're building? So, where does Orion really fit into all of this? It's more than just another model in OpenAI's lineup. It's their boldest move yet toward creating an AI that can think and act more like a human. OpenAI's CEO, Sam Altman, has been clear about his vision. He believes we're only a few thousand days away from achieving superintelligent AI. This isn't some distant dream. With Orion, they're edging closer by combining the strengths of previous models like GPT-4 with fresh data and techniques. The big aim? To develop an AI capable of reaching AGI, potentially transforming industries like healthcare, science, and even democracy. If Orion lives up to expectations, it could change how we work and live. But OpenAI is handling the release cautiously, granting early access only to trusted companies so they can create unique applications and features before it's widely available. They're aiming to test and refine Orion in controlled settings, avoiding the chaos that could come with a wide release of something this powerful. Now, even with all this hype, OpenAI's rapid growth isn't without its issues. They've seen high turnover, including the departure of Mira Murati, their CTO, and other high-profile leaders. It's a sign that working in such a fast-paced, high-stakes environment isn't easy. Building something as ambitious as Orion, which could be a stepping stone to AGI, requires more than just money and talent. It takes careful planning, coordination, and most importantly, a clear vision of how to manage the risks involved. Brundage's departure highlights these challenges. His warning is clear: neither OpenAI nor any other AI company is fully prepared for the arrival of AGI. He's also cautious about the societal implications, saying AI could lead to a world where people don't need to work. But he warns that we're culturally and politically unprepared for this change, which could lead to civilizational stagnation, or worse. If we want AI to benefit humanity, it requires careful decision-making and, ideally, collaboration across borders. Yet, for all the obstacles, the potential benefits are hard to ignore. Orion could lead to breakthroughs in areas like healthcare, the economy, and even, some might say, climate solutions, though OpenAI stays away from directly mentioning climate change, which I personally appreciate. Brundage believes AI could enable a future where early retirement becomes accessible, where jobs become optional, and where life fundamentally changes, but only if handled responsibly. And that's where Orion stands right now. It's a massive, risky leap towards an ambitious future. OpenAI is betting big on this model to bring them closer to AGI, and they're pushing forward despite the challenges. So, are we ready for what's coming with Orion? I'm just going to say that if it's anywhere close to what OpenAI envisions, the world will look very different in just a few years. So keep your eyes on this one, and it's not just another AI release. So, Microsoft's Copilot is getting some serious upgrades. And it's not just about productivity anymore, it's about transforming how we interact with AI, how AI interacts with us, and, well, making that whole relationship feel human. The new Copilot is designed to be more like a digital companion, not just a tool. Microsoft knows that launching advanced AI features takes time, testing, and user feedback. Instead of rolling out new features across the board without proper evaluation, they've created Copilot Labs, a sort of incubator for experimental tools that pro users can access before anyone else. Think of it as a way for Microsoft to beta test their most advanced AI capabilities. One of the most promising tools in Copilot Labs is Think Deeper. This feature is designed for users who need the AI to handle more complex problems. Standard AI responses can be quick, but they don't always dig deep enough into complicated issues. Think Deeper slows things down a bit to give Copilot the time it needs to process tougher questions and provide detailed, step-by-step answers. It's designed for situations where you need more than just a surface-level response. For example, instead of simply solving a basic equation, Think Deeper can help with complex problem solving, like figuring out the logistics of a home renovation project or comparing costs across multiple scenarios. It's important to note that Think Deeper doesn't just give you quick answers. It takes the extra time necessary to ensure you get the most accurate and detailed information possible. This feature is currently only available to a select group of Copilot Pro users in 5 countries: the US, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Microsoft is carefully monitoring how users engage with Think Deeper to refine it before it's rolled out more broadly. A major limitation of many AI systems up to this point has been their inability to understand context beyond what you explicitly tell them. They could process text, but they couldn't see the content you're interacting with on your screen. Microsoft has addressed this limitation with Copilot Vision, a feature that's currently in the testing phase within Copilot Labs. Here's how it works. Copilot Vision allows the AI to understand what's happening on your screen in real time. If you're browsing a website or working on a document in Microsoft Edge, the AI can see the content you're interacting with and offer relevant suggestions or help. Let's say you're reading an article and need more information or assistance with something related to what's on the page. Copilot Vision can analyze the page, provide answers, or even suggest next steps based on the content you're viewing. It's a huge leap forward for AI because it's no longer limited to responding to what you type. It can actually interpret the broader context of what you're doing. The important thing here is that Copilot Vision is entirely opt-in. It's not going to automatically start watching everything you do. You control when and how it's used, which helps address privacy concerns. In fact, once you close the feature, all data from that session is permanently discarded. None of your conversations or interactions with Copilot Vision will be stored or used for training purposes. Microsoft has also built in safeguards, like limiting the tool's use to a pre-approved list of websites. This ensures that it won't interact with sensitive content or overstep its boundaries. For example, if you're browsing a site with a paywall, Copilot Vision won't comment or engage with that content. While this feature is currently only available to a small subset of pro users in the US, it's clear that Microsoft is committed to expanding Copilot Vision carefully and responsibly over time. Beyond the experimental features in Copilot Labs, Microsoft is also rolling out some major updates to the general Copilot experience. 2 new features stand out here: Copilot Voice and Copilot Daily. Let's start with Copilot Voice. One of the common complaints about AI systems is that they can sometimes feel robotic or awkward to interact with. Conversations don't always flow naturally, and there's often a delay in responses. Microsoft has addressed this with Copilot Voice, which allows for smoother, more natural conversations. Responses are faster, and you can interrupt or redirect the conversation without throwing the AI off track. It's designed to make talking to Copilot feel more like having a conversation with a real person. This isn't just about making the AI more conversational for the sake of it, though. There's a real practical benefit here, especially for users who are multitasking or need to work quickly. Being able to have a natural, fluid back and forth with Copilot can save time and make interactions with the AI much more efficient. Next up is Copilot Daily. This feature is designed to give users a personalized briefing every morning. It pulls together information from sources like Reuters, the Financial Times, USA Today, and Axel Springer to provide you with an audio summary of the day's news, weather, and other relevant updates. This isn't just a headline service, it's a curated, personalized experience that adapts to your preferences over time. Whether you're driving, commuting, or just starting your day, Copilot Daily makes it easy to stay informed without needing to sift through multiple apps or websites. Microsoft's partnerships with these major news outlets ensure that the content in Copilot Daily is reliable and high quality. The company has also made a point of compensating its publishing partners, continuing its long-standing practice of sharing revenue with content creators, similar to how MSN worked in the past. One of Microsoft's biggest strengths in the AI race is its ability to integrate Copilot across its entire ecosystem. While other companies like Google and OpenAI are working on impressive AI tools of their own, Microsoft has the advantage of already having a vast network of products and platforms in place. Copilot can be accessed directly from the Windows taskbar, integrated into Microsoft Edge, and even activated with dedicated hardware keys on some Windows laptops. This brings us to Copilot plus PCs, high-performance machines that are specifically designed to get the most out of Copilot's AI capabilities. One of the standout features of Copilot plus PCs is Recall. This tool allows Copilot to remember the state of your work across apps and documents. So if you were in the middle of something, Recall lets you pick up right where you left off without needing to manually find and open everything again. However, Recall was delayed due to concerns about privacy and security. Microsoft is now set to release it in October for Windows insiders on Snapdragon-powered PCs, with Intel and AMD-powered machines to follow in November. Once those issues are ironed out, Recall could become a game changer for anyone juggling multiple tasks at once. Another feature to watch for on Copilot plus PCs is Click to Do. This tool puts an overlay on your screen that suggests quick actions you can take based on what you're currently doing. It's designed to help streamline your workflow and make multitasking even more efficient. Alongside all the Copilot updates, Microsoft is also rolling out the Windows 11 2024 update, officially known as version 24H2. This is a complete operating system overhaul, packed with new features that are designed to enhance AI capabilities and improve overall performance. Key highlights include support for Wi-Fi 7, HDR background, and Bluetooth LE audio. These aren't just incremental upgrades, they're significant improvements that will make everyday tasks smoother and faster. The Photos app is also getting an update with super resolution, which allows you to upscale image quality with a click, and Paint is getting new AI features like generative fill and erase. For users on older versions of Windows 11, the 2024 update is rolling out in phases, starting with eligible devices. If you want to get it sooner rather than later, you can go to Settings, Windows Update, and turn on the option to receive the latest updates as soon as they're available. For commercial and education customers, Windows 11 version 24. H2 is available through Windows Server Update Services, Windows Update for Business, and the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. This update is a big deal for organizations because it offers 36 months of support for enterprise and education editions, giving IT managers plenty of time to test and deploy the update across their networks. For organizations that require long-term stability, Microsoft has also introduced the Windows 11 Enterprise LTSC 2024 long-term servicing channel, which is supported for 5 years. There's also a special version for IoT devices called Windows 11 IoT Enterprise LTSC 2024, which has a 10-year support lifecycle. Microsoft's latest Copilot updates signal a shift from basic productivity tools to integrated AI solutions. With features like Copilot Labs, Think Deeper, Copilot Vision, and Copilot Plus PCs, Microsoft is advancing AI to handle complex tasks while prioritizing privacy and safety. The Windows 11 2024 update further solidifies AI's role in its ecosystem, showcasing a commitment to making AI practical, secure, and transformative in everyday tech use. So it's been a crazy week in the world of AI, and if you're into this stuff, you're going to want to stick around because some big names just made big moves. We're going to talk about 2 major updates from NVIDIA and Google that you have to know about. So let's jump right in. All right, first up, NVIDIA, the company that pretty much powers most AI systems with their GPUs. Well, they just dropped an absolute bombshell. NVIDIA quietly released a new AI model, and when I say quietly, I mean no big flashy event, just a stealth drop. But here's the thing. This model absolutely crushes GPT-4o. The new model is called Llama 3.1 Nemotron 70B Instruct. Bit of a mouthful, I know. But don't let the name fool you, this thing is a beast. It's now up on Hugging Face, and it's blowing everyone away with its benchmark scores. On the Arena Hard Test, it scored an impressive 85.0, which is seriously high. Then on Alpaca Evil 2 LC, it hit 57.6. And for the GPT-4 Turbo MT bench, it got 8.98. To give you some context, these numbers totally blow past what OpenAI's GPT-4o and even Anthropic's newest model, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, have been putting up. NVIDIA's not just catching up, they're taking the lead in a big way. Another key point that sets this new model apart is its focus on something called alignment. Now, In AI, alignment basically refers to how well a model's responses match the needs and preferences of the user. For businesses, this is a game changer. It means fewer errors, more useful responses, and ultimately, better customer satisfaction. NVIDIA has really dialed into this idea, making the model better at understanding what the user wants rather than just generating generic or incorrect answers. In the long run, this could save companies time and money by reducing the need for constant oversight or corrections, making their operations smoother and more efficient. Now, NVIDIA has traditionally been known for its hardware, right? Their GPUs are what power a lot of the AI models we talk about. But now, with the release of this new AI model, they're stepping directly into the language model game. And this move is huge because it puts NVIDIA in direct competition with software companies like OpenAI, which have been dominating the large language model space. Now, how did NVIDIA pull this off? Well, they took Meta's open source Llama 3.1 model and gave it a makeover, using some pretty advanced techniques like reinforcement learning from human feedback, or RLHF for short. Essentially, they're making the AI learn from human preferences so its responses feel more natural and honestly smarter. This model can handle complex queries without needing you to spoon feed it with extra tokens or prompts. A simple question like how many R's are in strawberry gets a detailed response. It doesn't just answer, it explains. That's next level stuff. Now, what does this mean for businesses? NVIDIA is making this model available on their platform called build.nvidia.com. And they're offering free hosted inference through an API that's compatible with OpenAI. So if you're running a company and thinking about using AI, you now have a serious alternative to GPT-4. And it might even save you some cash because NVIDIA's offering is potentially more cost efficient. But there's more. NVIDIA's model is super flexible, which is a game changer for businesses. Whether you're using AI for customer service, creating complex reports, or even generating marketing content, this model adapts. And as a cherry on top, NVIDIA's been pretty transparent about the fact that while the model isn't tuned for super specialized tasks like high-level math or legal reasoning, it's still robust enough for most business applications. Just make sure to use it in the right context and you're good to go. However, the company did warn that the model has its limits, especially when it comes to specific domains like law or mathematics. So while it's an incredibly versatile tool, businesses will still need to implement safeguards to prevent any unintended mistakes. All right, now let's talk about Google. Google also made some headlines recently with their AI model, Imagen 3, which just rolled out worldwide. And get this, it's available for free. But hold up, there's a catch. Before we get into that, let's break down what Imagen 3 is. Imagen 3 is Google's new AI image generator, and according to Google, it's their best model yet for creating high-quality images. They claim it's much better at following user instructions and generates fewer visual artifacts than its previous versions. And you know what? Based on what we've seen, they're not lying. You can ask it to generate anything from photorealistic landscapes to oil paintings, even claymation scenes. But here's the annoying part. If you want to generate images of people, you've got to pay for it. That's right, to unlock that feature, you need to subscribe to Gemini Advanced, which costs $19.99 per month. So yeah, while you can generate all the landscapes, animals, and abstract art you want for free, human faces are behind a paywall. And just to put that into context, when you subscribe, it's not just the image generator you get. You also get 2 terabytes of Google One storage and access to AI features in Google Docs. Not a bad deal if you're deep into the Google ecosystem, but still, it's a bit of a bummer that the people images aren't available on the free tier. Now, I want to talk about how Imagen 3 works because it's a little different from other AI image generators. While some platforms generate multiple variations of an image for you to choose from, Imagen 3 gives you just one image per prompt. But here's the cool part. You can ask it to refine that image by requesting changes, and it'll remember what you asked for previously. Every time you request a change, though, it generates a new image from scratch, which is kind of neat. Oh, and by the way, you can download as many images as you like. There's no daily limit, even on the free tier. You get a 2048 x 2048 resolution JPEG, which is pretty high quality. So what's the big deal? Well, Imagen 3 has some features that really stand out. For example, its text rendering capabilities are solid. If you want to create a comic book panel with a speech bubble, the text should be readable, which isn't always the case with AI image generators. But, and here's the caveat, it's not perfect yet. Google is working on it, but we've seen some wonky results, like this 1950s sci-fi comic panel where the text just didn't come out quite right. Still, it's a step in the right direction. But even with its limitations, Imagen 3 deserves a spot among the best AI image generators out there. And for those of you who need to create images for your projects, this tool is definitely worth exploring. Just know you'll need to upgrade to generate human faces. Now, going back to NVIDIA for a second, what's interesting about their new model is that it's not just about benchmarks and numbers. NVIDIA's really leaning into the idea of alignment. For those of you who don't know, in AI, alignment means how well a model's outputs match the needs and preferences of its users. NVIDIA is emphasizing this because for businesses, it means fewer mistakes, more accurate responses, and ultimately better customer satisfaction. If a model can understand your intent better, you're going to have fewer headaches trying to make it work for you. NVIDIA's also made it clear that they're gunning for more than just the text generation game. They recently introduced their NVLM 1.0 family of multimodal models which handle both text and images. Their flagship, the NVLM D72B, boasts a whopping 72 billion parameters. So yeah, NVIDIA is going all in on this. They're not just competing, they're setting the pace. What we're seeing here is a massive shift in the AI landscape. NVIDIA's entry into software development challenges the dominance of companies like OpenAI and Anthropic, who've held the lead in language model development. And with Google making tools like Imagen 3 more accessible to everyday users, the AI arms race is heating up. In the coming months, everyone's going to be watching how these tools perform in real-world scenarios. NVIDIA's Llama 3.1 Nematron 70B Instruct is already making waves, but its success will depend on how businesses implement it. So keep your eyes on these two because we're witnessing the future of AI unfolding right in front of us. The AI landscape is shifting rapidly, and just a couple of days ago, the CEO of OpenAI, Sam Altman, made a significant statement. He declared that their new O1 family of models has officially reached a level of human reasoning and problem solving. This isn't the kind of claim that can be taken lightly. AI models making decisions in the same way humans do has long been the goal, but this might be the first time we're truly seeing it happen. Of course, O1 still makes its share of errors, just as humans do. The more important thing is how it's tackling increasingly complex tasks. Even though O1 isn't perfect, this could mark a significant turning point in AI development. And yes, the improvements are happening so quickly that finding examples where an AI outperforms an adult human in reasoning is becoming more realistic than the other way around. Let's start with the numbers. OpenAI is now valued at $157 billion, a staggering figure for a company just a few years into large-scale AI development. This valuation reflects not only the present achievements, but also the massive expectations for the next 2 years. Sam Altman, during Dev Day, hinted at very steep progress coming our way, and he wasn't exaggerating. He said that the gap between O1 and the next model, expected by the end of next year, will be as big as the gap between GPT-4 Turbo and O1. That's some rapid progress for sure. The advancements in AI might not be felt linearly, they could accelerate exponentially. Now, onto the technical side. The 0-1 models aren't just your average chatbots anymore. They can reason their way through problems, a major leap from previous generations. OpenAI has broken down their AI models into 5 levels. Chatbots, level 1, reasoners, level 2, agents, level 3, innovators, level 4, and organizations, level 5. Altman claims that 0-1 has clearly reached level 2, which means these models aren't just providing responses but actually thinking their way through issues. It's worth mentioning that many researchers are starting to validate these claims. In fields like quantum physics and molecular biology, 0-1 has already impressed experts. One quantum physicist noted how 0-1 provides more detailed and coherent responses than before. Similarly, a molecular biologist said that 0-1 has broken the plateau that many feared large language models were stuck in. Even in mathematics, 0-1 has generated more elegant proofs than what human experts had previously come up with. One of the benchmarks that 0-1 still struggles with is Timecodes, where it only managed a score of 7.7%. This benchmark involves solving scientific problems based on Nobel Prize-winning research methods. It's one thing to solve subproblems, but 0-1 needs to compose complete solutions, and that's where the challenge lies. Timecodes seems more appropriate for a level 4 model, innovators, than for 0-1, which operates at level 2, so it's not surprising that the model didn't score higher. Now, stepping back to consider what OpenAI has accomplished so far, these models are already outperforming humans in some areas. 0-1 crushed the LSAT. And even Mensa has taken notice, qualifying it for entry 18 years earlier than predictions from 2020 had expected. This level of reasoning is no small feat, and it opens up more questions about what comes next. Agents, Level 3. Level 3 AI models, known as agents, will be capable of making decisions and acting in the real world without human intervention. OpenAI's chief product officer recently said that agentic systems are expected to go mainstream by 2025. It sounds ambitious, but given how fast these models are improving, it's not out of reach. There are some critical components to get right before AI agents can be widely adopted, though. One of the biggest is self-correction. An agent needs to be able to fix its mistakes in real time. This is crucial because no one would trust an AI agent with complex tasks like managing finances if it can't correct itself. Altman even said that if they can crack this, it will change everything, and OpenAI's $157 billion valuation starts to make sense. Let's shift to something more tangible: home robots. A new model, 1X, is about to enter production, and it's no ordinary home robot. It can autonomously unpack groceries, clean the kitchen, and engage in conversation powered by advanced AI. This is where things start to get a little unsettling. One concern that has come up in AI development is the emergence of hidden sub-goals like survival. In fact, there's a strong chance, around 80 to 90%, that AI models will develop a sub-goal of self-preservation. The logic here is simple. If an AI needs to accomplish a task, it needs to stay operational to do so. And that's where survival comes in. AI is already being used in critical areas like electronic warfare. Pulsar, an AI-powered tool, has been used in Ukraine to jam, hack, and control Russian hardware that would have otherwise been difficult to disrupt. This AI tool is powered by Lattice, the brain behind several Anduril products. What used to take teams of specialists weeks or even months can now be done in seconds thanks to AI. This raises a bigger concern about the speed at which AI operates. Even if an AI model isn't smarter than a human in the traditional sense, its ability to think faster gives it an edge. In military and security situations, this speed can make all the difference. A researcher once said that AI might be beneficial right up until it decides to eliminate humans to achieve its goals more efficiently. That's why AI alignment is such a hot topic right now. OpenAI is working hard to monitor how their models think and generate solutions. But as these models get more complex, understanding their thought processes becomes more challenging. These systems are essentially black boxes, and no one can really see what's going on inside them. They might pass safety tests with flying colors, but that doesn't mean they aren't developing dangerous sub-goals behind the scenes. OpenAI has made it clear that they won't deploy AGI, artificial general intelligence, if it poses a critical risk. AGI is defined as a system that can outperform humans at most economically valuable tasks. But what happens when AI reaches that point? For now, OpenAI is setting the bar high with their 5-level framework, but many experts believe that AGI could come sooner than expected, and once AGI is achieved, everything changes. It's important to note that the scaling laws for AI suggest that as more compute, data, and parameters are thrown at these models, they'll only get smarter. OpenAI is already building supercomputers worth $125 billion each, with power demands higher than the state of New York. It's not just about language anymore. These scaling laws apply to AI models that generate images, videos, and even solve mathematical problems. The rapid progress we've seen in AI video generation is proof of that. Self-improvement is another potential sub-goal for AI. If an AI can improve itself to get better results, it will naturally try to do so. And if it sees humans as an obstacle in the way of achieving those results, it could take drastic measures. The risk of AI deciding to remove humans as a threat isn't science fiction, it's a logical outcome if the alignment problem isn't solved in time. It's not all doom and gloom, though. AI has the potential to transform industries like healthcare, education, and even space exploration. But it's going to take a coordinated effort from researchers, policymakers, and the public to manage these advancements responsibly. The alignment challenge is one of the toughest research problems humanity has ever faced. Experts agree that solving it will require the dedicated efforts of thousands of researchers, but there's a lack of awareness about the risks. OpenAI isn't the only one pushing the boundaries here. Other AI companies are racing to develop AGI as well, and that's where things get even more complicated. Companies and governments might end up controlling superintelligent AI, which could have serious implications for democracy and global power dynamics. In the end, we're all part of this AI journey. Whether it's contributing ideas, creativity, or even just posting on social media, everyone has had a hand in building the AI systems of today. And while the risks are real, so is the potential for AI to create a stunning future if we get it right. That's the state of AI today. Things are moving fast, and we're on the verge of something big. Whether it's home robots, agentic systems, or even AGI, the future is coming sooner than many expect. So Meta has officially unveiled MovieGen, an AI-driven video and audio generation tool that is designed to create high-quality video clips with synced sound, all based on user-provided text prompts. While still in development and not yet available to the public, this new AI model already shows incredible potential to compete with established media generation systems like OpenAI's Sora, 11 Labs voice tools, and Runway's video generation tools. The key here isn't just in its ability to generate short clips, but also in its deep understanding of visual and audio coherence, editing capabilities, and personalization features. What makes MovieGen stand out is its technical architecture. At its core, the tool uses a massive 30 billion parameter transformer model specifically for video generation, while a separate 13 billion parameter model handles the audio component. These models are trained on an enormous set of data, 100 million video text pairs and over 1 billion image text pairs. The data includes a diverse array of content, everything from landscapes and animals to human interactions and object motion, making the tool adept at capturing a wide variety of scenarios. The idea behind MovieGen is to tackle multiple tasks simultaneously: text-to-video synthesis, video editing, video personalization, and even video-to-audio generation. The result is an all-in-one media generation system that can do more than just spit out short video clips. For example, you can give it an image of a person and it will create a realistic video of that person performing an action like dancing, running, or even doing something completely fictional like surfing on a dolphin. One of the key innovations that powers MovieGen is its use of flow matching as a training method. In simpler terms, this technique allows the model to generate both videos and audio by iteratively predicting how a scene should evolve over time. Based on a sequence of frames and text descriptions. Flow matching helps ensure that the videos are not only visually coherent, but also temporally consistent, meaning objects in the video behave and move as they should, even across multiple frames. To achieve this, Meta engineers have designed the system to operate in a compressed latent space. This means that instead of directly processing high-resolution images and videos at every step, the system works with compressed versions, significantly reducing the computational load. The compressed data is then decoded back into full-resolution video once the generation process is complete. This method allows MovieGen to create 1080p videos at a resolution of 16 frames per second, FPS, which, while slightly lower than the 24 FPS standard in movies, is still sufficient for most casual content creation purposes. This compression is handled by a temporal autoencoder, TAE, a piece of architecture that allows the model to operate on both images and videos. By compressing the video data across the spatial and temporal dimensions, height, width, and time, the TAE makes it possible for MovieGen to handle longer videos and more complex scenes without overwhelming the system's memory or computational power. The video component of MovieGen is impressive on its own, but the audio model deserves some attention too. The 13 billion parameter MovieGen audio model generates audio that matches the video in a highly detailed way. Whether it's ambient sounds like wind blowing through trees, footsteps on gravel, or background music that supports the mood of a scene, the model is trained to produce 48 kHz audio that aligns perfectly with the visual content. Beyond generating new video content, MovieGen offers some of the most precise video editing tools ever seen in an AI model. Imagine having a video where someone is running down the street with a cup of coffee. You could simply tell the AI to replace the coffee cup with a bouquet of flowers, and it would make the change seamlessly, without any jarring transitions or visual artifacts. This capability opens the door to a range of creative possibilities, from altering scenes in post-production to generating custom content based on a viewer's preferences. But what really takes the cake is the video personalization feature. While AI-generated media is nothing new, the ability to integrate real people into AI-generated videos with such high fidelity is a major leap forward. MovieGen can take an image of a person and animate them in a video, maintaining consistency in their facial features and body movements, all while adhering to the text prompt. This could revolutionize industries like marketing, social media, and even gaming, where personalized content is becoming increasingly valuable. Meta's blog post about MovieGen made it clear that they believe this tool outperforms competitors like OpenAI's Sora, Runway's Gen 3, and 11 Labs in various areas, particularly when it comes to video quality and synchronization with audio. In blind tests, participants rated MovieGen's outputs more favorably than those from other leading models, especially in the areas of realism, audio-visual synchronization, and motion consistency. This is a significant claim, especially given that tools like OpenAI's Sora have already gained traction in the film industry, where AI is being used to speed up post-production and generate complex visual effects. It's important to note, however, that while the generated videos are visually compelling, they run at 16 FPS, a slightly lower frame rate than the 24 FPS that's standard in film. For most casual content, this difference isn't too noticeable, but it may not be ideal for high-action scenes or gaming applications where fluidity is key. However, this lower frame rate is a trade-off that allows for faster and more efficient video generation, a necessary compromise given the immense computational requirements of AI-driven video. MovieGen's capabilities could have a massive impact on industries ranging from advertising to filmmaking. AI-generated videos are already being explored as a way to cut production times and costs, but there's also concern over intellectual property and copyright issues. Many AI models, including MovieGen, are trained on large data sets that likely include copyrighted materials. This raises legal questions about who owns the content generated by these models, especially when it comes to commercial use. Hollywood has been cautiously exploring AI-generated content. OpenAI's Sora, for instance, was demonstrated in February 2024 as capable of creating feature film-like videos. MovieGen could easily find similar applications, with its ability to quickly generate complex scenes and special effects. But this also presents ethical challenges. Deepfakes, for instance, have already been used to spread disinformation, and lawmakers in countries like the US, Pakistan, and India have expressed concerns about the misuse of AI-generated media in elections. Meta is taking a more cautious approach with this model. Unlike their Llama series of language models, which were made open to developers, MovieGen will likely remain more tightly controlled. Meta has stated that they are working directly with creators in the entertainment industry to explore the tool's capabilities while assessing the potential risks. The scale of MovieGen's training was massive, requiring up to 6,144 H100 GPUs, each running at 700 watts and equipped with 80 GB of high-bandwidth memory, HBM3. This was all done on Meta's Grand Teton AI server platform. The sheer scale of this operation gives you an idea of just how resource-intensive this project was and why it's not yet ready for public use. The computational requirements for generating these videos are immense, and until the process can be made faster and cheaper, it's unlikely that MovieGen will be widely available anytime soon. Meta's engineers use 3D parallelism to scale the model across GPUs. This involved sharding the model's parameters, input tokens, and dataset across multiple GPUs to optimize both memory and processing power. The complexity of such training processes is one reason why these models are not easily replicated by smaller companies or open-source projects. They require a level of infrastructure that only a few major tech companies like Meta can afford. As development continues, MovieGen will likely set new standards for AI-generated media, offering creators a powerful tool to streamline production, enhance creativity, and ultimately democratize content creation. With continued investment and refinement, it's only a matter of time before tools like MovieGen become a staple in the content creation toolkit. Something big is happening in the world of AI, and it's called Aria. This open source AI model is getting attention fast, and for good reason. It's open for anyone to use and build on, but what's really got people excited is how Aria is already standing shoulder to shoulder with major players like GPT-4o and Claude 3.5 Sonnet. It's causing a stir, and when you see what it's capable of, it's clear why this new model is becoming the one to watch in AI. All right, so Aria was developed by a Tokyo-based company called Rhymes AI. It's what's called a multimodal AI, meaning it can handle different types of data, text, images, code, and video, all at once within the same system. This is a big deal because traditionally, AI models are usually built to be good at one thing. You've got models like GPT-4, which excel in language, or others that might be really good at processing images. But Aria does it all, and that's something not many models can pull off efficiently. But what truly sets this model apart is its incredible efficiency. See, most AI models that try to do everything tend to be huge, which means they're power hungry and need a lot of computational resources. And that's not the case with Aria. It's built using something called a mixture of experts (MOE) framework. Think of it like having a team of specialized experts. Only the expert that's needed for a specific task gets activated. So when you throw a request at Aria, it only uses the part of the system that's necessary, making it much lighter on your hardware compared to other large AI models that run everything all at once. This kind of architecture makes the model more efficient and also makes it faster at processing the tasks you throw at it. And just to put some numbers on it, Aria operates with 24.9 billion parameters, but it only activates 3.5 billion at any given time. Compare that to a fully dense model that has to run all its parameters, and you'll see why it can outperform its competition without needing a supercomputer to function. Now, let's see what Aria can do. First, it's impressive how effortlessly it manages different types of inputs, whether it's text, code, images, or video, while delivering top-notch performance across the board. It's actually the first multimodal MOE model that combines this architecture with the ability to work seamlessly across multiple types of data. In one test, researchers fed Aria an entire financial report. Instead of just pulling out keywords or highlighting a few sections like a standard model might, the model was able to analyze the entire report, extract detailed data, calculate profit margins, and even create Python code to build graphs, complete with formatting details. And it wasn't just skimming the surface, it was deeply understanding the report and delivering a precise output. That level of insight is pretty rare for AI models, especially one that's open source. In another test, Aria was given an hour-long video about Michelangelo's David. You might think an AI could just pull out a few key phrases, but this one did something more. It dissected the video into 19 distinct scenes, giving start and end times, titles, and descriptions for each. It went beyond just picking out words or scenes. It grasped the entire context, processing the video on a much deeper level than simply recognizing objects or actions. It felt more like it was understanding the full narrative behind it. For those of you into coding, Aria's skills shine there too. In one test, it watched a video tutorial, pulled out code snippets, and even debugged the code. It literally found and fixed a logic flaw in a nested loop, something that requires an advanced understanding of programming. This is a level of reasoning that makes Aria stand out from other AI models. Now, it's one thing to hear about what this model can do, but it's another to see how it holds up against some of the giants in the AI world. In benchmark tests, Aria has gone head-to-head with both open source and proprietary models, and the results are pretty stunning. It's outperformed open source models like Pixtral 12b and Llama 3.211b. But where it gets even more impressive is when Aria starts competing with proprietary models like GPT-4o and Claude 3.5 Sonnet. On multiple tests covering everything from text processing to video understanding, Aria's performance was on par with these industry leaders. For example, in the Docs VQA test, which is all about understanding documents and answering questions about them, Aria scored 92.6%. That's better than a lot of the major models, including Pixtral 12b. When it comes to handling long videos, it scored 66.8% on Long Video Bench and 72.1% on Video MME. These scores show that Aria is indeed a jack of all trades, but also genuinely capable of delivering top-tier performance across a range of tasks, even when compared to models from big companies with huge resources. But its real strength lies beyond just the numbers. Its long context window, capable of handling 64,000 tokens at once, gives it a significant advantage. This means it can process lengthy documents or videos while maintaining a strong grip on the details. That's where it pulls ahead of models like Pixtral 12b and Llama 3.211b, even holding its own against proprietary models like Gemini 1.5 Flash. Alright, let's break down how Aria was trained, which is a big reason behind its impressive performance. The model was prepped with an enormous amount of data, 6.4 trillion language tokens and 400 billion multimodal tokens. That's a lot, covering everything from text to images and videos, making sure it could get the hang of all types of inputs. Rhymes AI didn't simply load it up with data and hope for the best. They followed a carefully structured approach to shape its abilities step by step. Aria first focused on mastering the essentials through vast amounts of text, building a strong understanding of language. Once that foundation was in place, it moved on to more complex inputs like images, videos, and code while maintaining its sharp language skills. This approach gave Aria the versatility to excel across all kinds of content. Then, they trained it to deal with long pieces of data, whether it's hour-long videos or detailed reports, without losing track or getting overwhelmed. And in the final stage, they sharpened its ability to follow instructions and give accurate, detailed answers. This approach ensured that Aria didn't just understand data, but could engage with it in a meaningful way. By going through these steps, Aria became a well-rounded and versatile model, ready to tackle a wide range of tasks with ease. So this model clearly represents a major shift in the future of AI. For a long time, the AI space has been dominated by closed systems where access to top models meant relying on big companies like OpenAI or Google. Now, Aria changes that by offering an open source option that rivals, and in some cases, surpasses its proprietary competitors. Of course, there are still hardware constraints. You'll need a powerful GPU with at least 80 GB of VRAM to run Aria effectively. But considering how new it is, there's a lot of room for optimization, and we could see lighter, more efficient versions down the road. In fact, Rhymes AI has already hinted that they're working on quantized versions of Aria, which will make it easier for more people to run it without needing supercomputers. Aria represents the future of AI, one that's open, adaptable, and efficient. It has the potential to push the boundaries of what's possible with AI, offering developers the freedom to innovate without the constraints of proprietary systems. As more people start using it and contributing to its development, it could become a real competitor to some of the biggest names in the industry. Aria's ability to seamlessly work with text, images, video, and code all in one system gives us a real sense of where AI is headed. Whether you're a developer aiming to create something groundbreaking or simply someone intrigued by how fast AI is evolving, this model is definitely worth paying attention to. So, what's your take on Aria's potential? Do you think open source models like this are the future of AI, or will the big players hold their ground? Let's talk about Google's newest and possibly wildest AI experiment. An AI that does more than answer questions or generate text. It actually uses your computer for you. Yeah, I'm talking about Project Jarvis. Now, if you're thinking, isn't that like Iron Man's Jarvis? You're pretty much on the mark. This is Google's attempt at an AI that doesn't just assist you, but actively takes over the more repetitive tasks right in your browser, Chrome, to be specific. So, let's break it down. What exactly is Project Jarvis? Built around Google's new Gemini 2.0 model, Jarvis is designed to be a fully autonomous computer-using agent capable of handling tasks you'd typically manage yourself, like research, booking flights, online shopping, and price comparisons. Unlike traditional models, Gemini 2.0 builds on advanced architectures, such as Transformer and Mixture of Experts (MOE), with smaller expert networks that handle specific input types. This unique setup allows Jarvis to optimize tasks with minimal computational effort, choosing the most relevant pathways for efficient, real-time web automation. But why do we even need an AI to run our web browsers when we already have chatbots and virtual assistants? This new wave of AI agents, which includes competitors like Microsoft's Copilot Vision and Anthropic's Claude AI, is moving beyond text generation to actual task performance. Microsoft's Copilot Vision, for instance, lets users interact directly with web pages, while Apple's Apple Intelligence leverages screen awareness to manage activities across multiple apps. However, Google's Jarvis goes a step further by running seamlessly within Chrome, enabling it to interact with and control the web environment. The core of Jarvis is its ability to interpret commands by visually understanding on-screen elements, like fields, buttons, and navigational links. Combined with a robust context window, now up to 2 million tokens, Jarvis not only comprehends user commands, but retains a long history of dialogue and actions, allowing it to multitask with ease. This capability enables it to tackle complex sequences spanning extensive data sets and multiple web interactions, making it more than just an AI assistant. Let's say you're booking a flight. Rather than manually searching, comparing, and filling out forms, you just tell Jarvis your preferences and it would handle everything. The model can take screenshots, analyze options, and complete forms on your behalf. Although still in testing stages and currently taking a moment between actions, the aim is to eliminate the hassle of managing multiple tabs and windows. Reports suggest Jarvis may debut as early as December, marking a new era of web automation where a single command can replace the time-consuming steps of digital tasks. Interestingly, the buzz around Project Jarvis has tech enthusiasts wondering if this is the beginning of the end for traditional chatbots. Why settle for a text-based assistant when you can have a fully interactive agent that clicks, types, and even reads your screen on your behalf? Google's Jarvis is part of a bigger trend in the tech world where AI assistants are moving from passive helpers to active participants in our online lives. We're looking at a possible post-chatbot world, where digital assistants evolve into fully functioning agents that understand and act on complex instructions. Of course, as promising as this all sounds, it's not without risks. You are literally handing over your personal browsing habits, search preferences, and even credit card details to an AI that's learning as it goes. Privacy concerns are obvious, but there's also the question of control. Once these AI agents become more advanced, will we still be able to manually override decisions? And what about security? If a hacker were to get control of an AI agent, they could potentially access a user's entire digital life. The information and other tech sources have highlighted some of these concerns, suggesting that Google will likely keep the initial rollout small and tightly controlled. Only a select group of testers might get to use Jarvis in the beginning, which gives Google time to work out any bugs and strengthen security. All right, now obviously, Google's plans go beyond just helping you book flights or find information. They're also giving a serious boost to AI-powered shopping. Google's transformed shopping function is designed to make your searches way more specific and relevant. For instance, if you're in Seattle, typing winter jacket for men will now mean Google knows it rains a lot, so it'll factor that in and suggest jackets that are waterproof. Google's AI tries to learn your shopping preferences. It keeps a record of what you've searched, what you're interested in, and what you've added to your shortlist. So the next time you open Google's shopping feed, you'll see a personalized list of items that fit your style, location, and even your specific needs, like rain resistance in Seattle. And while this personalized shopping experience sounds convenient, there's no denying that it also raises a few eyebrows on privacy. Google's also rolled out an AI try-on feature, so you'll be able to see how a jacket or shirt would look on you without physically trying it on. Google's diffusion-based AI model maps the clothes onto a virtual version of you, letting you try items right from your phone or computer. It's limited to a few brands for now, but it's definitely a big leap forward in the online shopping experience. As AI tools get more advanced, there's been a growing concern about how AI is blending reality and digital manipulation. Google's addressing this issue by adding transparency to AI-edited photos. Moving forward, if you or anyone else edits a photo using Google AI tools like the Magic Eraser, Google Photos will label it as edited with Google AI. This label won't appear as a watermark on the photo itself, but will be part of the metadata, accessible through the photo's details. Apple's doing something similar with its cleanup feature, labeling photos that have been modified with AI so you know what's been retouched or altered. This transparency is a big step because, let's face it, AI edits can be so realistic that it's hard to tell what's genuine and what's not. So this new label lets people know when a photo has been enhanced by AI, even if it doesn't make it glaringly obvious. Now, behind all the tech excitement, there's a massive business angle here too. Hundreds of billions have been poured into AI research and development, and companies like Google need a return on that investment. AI-powered shopping and browsing assistants represent the next evolution in monetizing AI technology. By embedding these agents into everyday tasks, tech giants are aiming for a future where AI is so integrated into our routines that we can't imagine life without it. And that, my friends, is a highly profitable outcome for these companies. Take Microsoft, for example. They've been testing the waters with their own agents, including Power Virtual Agents, which can handle things like sales and customer service. These agents are tailored for specific business needs and have evolved to the point where one person could theoretically manage a whole team of AI agents, driving efficiency to a whole new level. We're at a turning point in AI where our relationship with these technologies is about to get way more personal. We're no longer just using AI to look things up or answer questions, we're giving it the power to act. While it's exciting, there's no question that it'll take some time to fully understand the risks and benefits. From what we've seen, it's clear that Google, Microsoft, Apple, and others are all working toward a future where digital assistants become as common as smartphones. In the meantime, stay tuned as we get closer to December and the potential release of Project Jarvis. This could be one of the biggest AI shifts we've seen in months. So what do you think? Are we ready for Jarvis to take the wheel, or are we opening a door we might not be able to close? Let me know in the comments. Microsoft is taking things to the next level with the introduction of autonomous AI agents, and this could completely change the way we get things done. These AI agents are designed to handle tasks, boost efficiency, and take on the workload like never before. With the public preview coming in December 2024, it feels like we're on the edge of something big where AI is stepping in to do the heavy lifting, allowing us to focus on what really matters. This is a major shift in how we approach everyday tasks, and it's just the beginning. Let's start with what these agents actually do. So Microsoft is rolling out 10 different autonomous agents designed to work across sales, service, finance, and supply chain teams. They are more than just AI chatbots responding to inputs. These agents are capable of functioning independently, making decisions based on real-time data. This is literally as having a virtual employee who doesn't take breaks, doesn't get tired, and operates around the clock. What's exciting about these agents is how they seamlessly integrate into Microsoft's already robust Copilot platform, and Copilot has already proven its value with over 60% of Fortune 500 companies using it to accelerate results. For example, Lumen Technologies projects that using Copilot could save them around $50 million annually. That's a huge win for businesses that need to streamline operations and cut unnecessary costs. Companies like Honeywell have seen productivity gains equivalent to adding 187 full-time employees. Meanwhile, Finastra reduced their creative production timeline from 7 months to just 7 weeks. That's the kind of impact we're talking about. Now, Microsoft's Copilot Studio allows businesses to not only use these pre-built agents, but also create their own without needing any coding knowledge. This makes the platform accessible to a much broader range of companies, regardless of their tech expertise. And what's truly powerful is that these agents are not isolated. They draw from Microsoft 365 Graph, Dataverse, Fabric, and systems of record, meaning they have access to a wealth of data to operate more effectively. These agents handle the background work, allowing teams to focus on more critical and value-driven tasks. For example, a sales qualification agent helps sales teams prioritize leads, draft personalized emails, and automate customer outreach. It's no longer necessary to manually sift through hundreds of leads. This agent does that for you, enabling sales reps to focus on closing deals. The Copilot Studio platform is where businesses can truly tailor these AI agents to fit their unique needs. It's designed with a no-code approach, making it easy for any team to build custom agents. Early adopters like McKinsey & Company, Clifford Chance, and Pets at Home are already seeing significant results. McKinsey, for instance, has developed an agent to speed up the client onboarding process, cutting lead times by 90% and reducing administrative work by 30%. That's the type of efficiency companies need to stay competitive. Take Pets at Home, a UK-based pet care company. They've created an agent specifically for their profit protection team. The agent compiles cases more efficiently, potentially saving the company 7 figures annually. Meanwhile, Thomson Reuters developed a legal due diligence agent that can cut task times in half, boosting both client satisfaction and new business opportunities. The introduction of these AI agents signals a major shift from traditional business models. Companies are moving from legacy systems to AI-first processes that allow them to be faster, more agile, and most importantly, more productive. In a world where businesses need to make quick, informed decisions, having AI agents handle time-consuming tasks like supply chain management, sales research, or customer service inquiries can make all the difference. One agent that stands out is the supplier communications agent. It autonomously tracks supplier performance, detects delays, and takes action to minimize disruptions in the supply chain. Imagine how many hours procurement teams usually spend manually monitoring suppliers and handling potential issues. This agent frees them up from that constant oversight, allowing them to focus on strategic decision-making instead. Another game changer is the customer intent agent, which learns how to resolve customer issues more effectively over time. Paired with the customer knowledge management agent, it adds knowledge-based articles to help scale best practices across the team. It's about ensuring that businesses not only respond to customer inquiries, but do so in a way that is faster and more effective. Now, one thing Microsoft is really emphasizing with these agents is security. Data governance is a critical factor, especially when it comes to handling sensitive business information. The agents follow Microsoft's strict privacy and security guidelines, which include data loss prevention measures, robust authentication protocols, and admin controls. All of this is managed within Copilot Studio, ensuring businesses can safely implement these autonomous agents without exposing themselves to data breaches or mismanagement. Also, Microsoft isn't just creating these agents for other companies. They're using them internally as proof of how effective they can be. They've been able to reimagine how they approach business processes across sales, marketing, customer service, and human resources. For example, Microsoft's own sales team has experienced a 9.4% increase in revenue per seller after implementing AI agents. They're also closing 20% more deals thanks to the insights provided by these tools. Their marketing team has seen equally impressive results, with a 21.5% increase in conversion rates on Azure.com. That's the kind of data that shows how these agents can make a real difference in optimizing business strategies. In customer service, Microsoft reports that cases are being resolved nearly 12% faster since implementing AI-driven support agents. And over in HR, the company's employee self-service agent has improved the accuracy of answers to employee questions by 42%. These are the kinds of operational efficiencies that organizations across the board will need to adopt if they want to stay ahead of the curve. In my view, this is far from just a passing trend. Autonomous agents are quickly becoming a staple of the modern workforce. They're transforming business processes by automating routine tasks, which leads to faster, more efficient outcomes. And it's not just Microsoft making moves in this space. NVIDIA, Oracle, and Google are all working on their own versions of these agents, trying to capitalize on the growing demand for AI-powered solutions. With these developments, we're seeing the future of work unfold right in front of us. The way people work and the tasks they prioritize will be influenced more and more by AI. The agents are just the beginning. As they become more advanced, they'll continue to push the boundaries of what's possible. Andrew Rogoyski, a director at the Institute for People-Centered AI, has pointed out that these autonomous agents are one of the ways AI companies will start to show real returns on the billions of dollars of investment they've received. While there's still work to be done, the progress we're seeing is a strong indicator that AI agents will eventually become as integral to businesses as personal computers are today. So this is definitely the next big leap for businesses. Autonomous agents, powered by platforms like Microsoft Copilot, offer a way to dramatically increase productivity, cut costs, and scale operations. And we're seeing real-world applications that are already delivering tangible benefits. With autonomous agents taking over tasks that typically require human intervention, businesses are free to focus on strategic growth rather than getting stuck in the weeds of everyday operations. And as these tools continue to evolve, they'll become even more capable of handling complex tasks, delivering greater value to organizations of all sizes. All right, that's it for today's breakdown of Microsoft's new autonomous AI agents. If you're in business, this is something to watch closely, as it's going to have a major impact on how companies operate in the near future. All right, so you won't believe what's happening right now in the world of AI and science. I'm talking mind-blowing discoveries, artificial intelligence doing what we thought only humans could, and the unexpected return of something as controversial as nuclear power. Stick around, because today, we're diving deep into AI that's discovering hundreds of thousands of new virus species, Microsoft betting on nuclear power to fuel its AI revolution, and even Google researchers snagging Nobel Prizes. So let's get into it. Okay, let's kick things off with a discovery that's got the entire scientific community buzzing. Researchers from Australia and China just used AI to identify over 160,000 new virus species. Yes, 161,979 new RNA viruses have been discovered using a machine learning tool, and this could just be the beginning. Now, what's crazy is that this is the largest virus discovery ever made in a single study. The research team, led by scientists from the University of Sydney, Alibaba Cloud's Apsara Lab, and Sun Yat-sen University in China, dropped this bombshell in a study published in Cell, a big-name journal in the science world. So, how did they pull this off? Enter LucaProt, an AI-powered tool they created. It basically sifts through huge amounts of genomic data, which is like an encyclopedia of genetic sequences, and organizes all that information to identify viruses. A lot of these viruses were already sequenced, they were out there in the databases, but no one had connected the dots. Think of it like a bunch of puzzle pieces lying around, and LucaProt is the super smart AI that finally puts them together. And many of these viruses were hiding in some of the planet's most extreme environments, places like hot springs, hydrothermal vents, and even the atmosphere. So yeah, viruses are pretty much everywhere. But this doesn't just mean more viruses to worry about, they also play key roles in our ecosystems. It's all part of the bigger picture of how life works on Earth. Now, this is just the start. Edward Holmes, one of the lead researchers, said this study scratches the surface. There are millions more species out there waiting to be discovered. With AI tools like LucaProt, they believe we can also uncover new bacteria and parasites. This changes the game in a huge way for biology, health, and even how we understand life itself. And fun fact, the AI tool LucaProt didn't just magically invent new data. It took what was already there and organized it in a way that humans simply couldn't do before. So it's not about replacing scientists, but rather supercharging their ability to understand the natural world. Holmes and his team aren't done yet. They're already working on training LucaProt to find even more viral diversity. The potential applications of this are massive, from discovering new pathogens to possibly unlocking new treatments or even predicting viral outbreaks. In short, AI is making our world both more fascinating and a little scarier. But hold up, before you think AI is only doing cool stuff like discovering viruses, there's a catch. AI, for all its awesomeness, is a massive energy hog. And I mean massive. Data centers, where all these AI computations are happening, are consuming insane amounts of electricity. According to International Data Corporation, data center electricity use is expected to double between 2023 and 2028, reaching a staggering 857 terawatt hours. That's more energy than some countries use. Now that's where nuclear power comes back into the picture, and surprisingly, it's not the villain you might remember. Microsoft, of all companies, is breathing new life into one of the most infamous nuclear plants in history, 3 Mile Island, the site of the worst nuclear accident in the US back in 1979. But times have changed, and nuclear energy is now seen as a cleaner alternative since it doesn't emit greenhouse gases. And Microsoft, along with other tech giants like Google, Amazon, and Meta, is all in on nuclear power to fuel their AI-driven futures. Microsoft has struck a deal to restart one of the dormant reactors at 3 Mile Island, the one that wasn't affected by the meltdown, and they're signing on to buy its electricity for the next 20 years. That's a massive bet on nuclear energy's role in the AI revolution, and it doesn't stop there. Microsoft has also partnered with Ontario Power Generation in Canada and Helion, a nuclear fusion startup. Amazon's in on the action too. Earlier this year, they dropped a cool $650 million for data centers powered by Pennsylvania's Susquehanna nuclear plant. And get this, they're not just going for the traditional nuclear reactors. Companies like Equinix and Oracle are looking into small modular reactors, new technology that could provide more efficient, decentralized power for data centers without needing to refuel for a decade. Imagine AI-powered data centers running on cutting-edge nuclear tech that never has to stop. And that's the future. With AI demand skyrocketing, tech giants are securing long-term power supplies, and nuclear energy is making a serious comeback. Now, speaking of AI making history, Google researchers have just won the Nobel Prize. So, Nobel Prizes in chemistry and physics were awarded to AI pioneers this week. First up, Demis Hassabis and John Jumper from Google DeepMind, along with US biochemist David Baker, grabbed the chemistry Nobel for decoding microscopic protein structures using AI. This is huge because proteins are the building blocks of life, and understanding their structures could unlock everything from new medicines to better understanding diseases. Then there's Geoffrey Hinton, one of the godfathers of AI who won the Nobel in physics for his groundbreaking work in machine learning. Hinton's work laid the foundation for the AI explosion we're seeing today, and although he quit Google last year to speak more freely about the dangers of AI, his impact on the field is undeniable. But not everyone is happy about these awards. Some critics argue that what Hinton and the others did wasn't really physics or chemistry in the traditional sense. The Nobel Committee had to get creative in how they awarded these prizes, since there isn't a Nobel for computer science or AI. Regardless of the controversy, this speaks to a larger issue. Big tech is now leading the charge in scientific breakthroughs, outpacing traditional academia. Google, Microsoft, and Amazon have the resources and talent to push AI research to new heights, but it's causing a lot of debate about how much power these companies should have over the future of science. Hinton himself has expressed regret about where AI is headed, particularly the existential threat of AI becoming smarter than humans. He's not alone in his concerns, but the fact remains, big tech is reshaping science and pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. Now, let's shift our focus to OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, and how they're expanding their reach in Europe. OpenAI confirmed that it's opening new offices in Paris and Brussels this year as part of its global expansion plans. This is in addition to new offices in New York and Singapore. So why Europe? Well, for one, it's a strategic move to collaborate more with European developers, companies, and organizations. Europe has been at the forefront of pushing for AI regulation and ethical development, so having a presence there helps OpenAI navigate those waters while also tapping into Europe's tech talent. Plus, OpenAI is currently raising a whopping $6.5 billion in a funding round that would value the company at over $150 billion. That's some serious cash, and it shows just how big the stakes are in the AI race. So, to wrap it all up, AI is literally changing everything, from discovering tens of thousands of viruses and revolutionizing scientific research to powering data centers with nuclear energy and winning Nobel Prizes. AI is taking over. But it's also raising big questions about power, ethics, and where we're headed as a society. What do you guys think? Is this AI takeover exciting, or are we playing with fire? Meta's latest breakthrough is shaking up the AI world in a big way. Their research team has developed the Self-Taught Evaluator, a model that is making it possible for AI to improve itself without human feedback. This technology pushes the boundaries of autonomy in AI, and the implications are massive. It doesn't just simplify the process of training AI, it rewrites how the entire development cycle operates. Typically, training an AI model involves massive amounts of human intervention. Whether it's coding assistance, complex reasoning tasks, or even understanding language nuances, AI developers often rely on reinforcement learning from human feedback, RLHF. This is where humans step in to evaluate the AI's responses and guide it toward better answers. However, this method is not only expensive and slow, but can become less effective as models improve. The older training data becomes stale and humans need to re-annotate everything constantly, making scaling up an even bigger challenge. That's where the Self-Taught Evaluator comes in. Meta's approach eliminates the need for human annotations by allowing AI to learn from its own synthetic data. Think of it as a closed-loop system where the AI creates its own tasks, evaluates its performance, and then adjusts its strategies based on those evaluations. Over time, this self-reinforcing process results in more accurate, smarter models without requiring a human to step in. The technical process behind this involves what's known as the chain of thought reasoning technique. Meta's Self-Taught Evaluator uses this to break down complex tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. It's particularly effective in areas like mathematics, scientific analysis, and coding. The AI generates a set of possible answers or approaches, then judges them based on specific criteria, such as accuracy, efficiency, and creativity. From there, it identifies the best path forward and fine-tunes its internal models accordingly. A key advantage here is the use of fully AI-generated data. Meta's team has trained the evaluator entirely without human-labeled data, a major leap forward in autonomous learning. The model first creates a range of responses to a given task, then uses what's called LLM as a judge, a large language model acting as an evaluator, to rank those responses based on reasoning and logic. Through this iterative process, the AI becomes better at not only performing tasks, but also judging the quality of its outputs. Numbers speak volumes about how far Meta has pushed this. Starting with the Llama 370B Instruct model, the self-taught evaluator improved its accuracy on the reward bench benchmark from 75.4% to 88.3% after several iterations. That's a jump of almost 13 percentage points purely from self-learning. This model even competes with, and in some cases surpasses, reward models that rely on human-labeled data. In fact, with a majority vote system, the accuracy can climb as high as 88.7%. This isn't just theoretical progress. Meta's models are already being used to evaluate and improve on real-world tasks. For example, Reward Bench, a benchmark specifically designed to test how well models align with human preferences, has seen significant advancements thanks to this approach. Reward models play a crucial role in tasks where precise human-like reasoning is needed, such as safety, ethical decision-making, and multi-step reasoning problems. The shift to synthetic data has other advantages too. Human feedback models can be slow to adapt as new AI models are rolled out. There's always a lag between when new data is generated and when humans can annotate it, which can slow down the training process. With the self-taught evaluator, however, this lag disappears. The AI generates, evaluates, and learns in real time, accelerating the pace of innovation. Meta's researchers predict that this could drastically cut costs and speed up the time it takes to bring new models to market. Another fascinating aspect is how this method bypasses traditional issues with human bias. When humans evaluate AI, there's always some level of subjectivity involved, whether it's in understanding tone, context, or cultural nuance. By automating the evaluation process, Meta's self-taught evaluator can maintain consistent standards across the board. This makes it particularly useful for global applications where language models must adapt to different languages, dialects, and cultural contexts without introducing bias. Now, they've also released updates to the Segment Anything model, SAM 2.1, another major tool in their AI arsenal. SAM 2.1 improves image and video segmentation, making it easier to isolate objects within complex visual environments. This tool has already been downloaded more than 700,000 times since its initial release and is used across fields like medical imaging and meteorology. In fact, with this update, SAM 2.1 handles small and visually similar objects much more effectively, making it a valuable resource for researchers who need high levels of precision in visual AI tasks. Let's talk numbers again. SAM 2.1 now features data augmentation techniques that simulate objects in different scenarios, improving the model's ability to handle occlusions and objects hidden behind other elements in a scene. This is crucial for applications like autonomous driving, where every pixel matters. Meta also launched a developer suite, allowing users to fine-tune SAM with their own datasets, opening the door for even more customization and innovation. On the language side, Meta has been pushing the boundaries with its MetaSpirit LM, an open-source language model designed for seamless integration between text and speech. This model is unique in that it can handle both text and speech data at the same time, making it possible for AI to generate more natural-sounding speech that reflects different emotions: excitement, anger, surprise, you name it. And they've made this model open source, which means developers can take it, customize it, and use it in their own projects, driving forward innovation in speech-to-text and text-to-speech technologies. Meta's approach with the self-taught evaluator could very well set a new standard for AI training. By focusing on AI feedback rather than human input, Meta opens up possibilities for more scalable, efficient, and accurate models. This leap is significant not just for AI researchers, but also for businesses and industries that rely on high-performing AI systems. As AI becomes increasingly integrated into industries like healthcare, finance, and education, models that can autonomously improve will be crucial for staying ahead of the curve. In practical terms, the self-taught evaluator reduces the dependency on specialized human annotators. Traditionally, these annotators had to verify AI outputs manually, especially for tasks like coding, scientific research, and technical problem solving. This verification process could take weeks or even months, depending on the complexity of the task. With Meta's new model, however, the verification process becomes instantaneous. The AI checks itself, identifies areas for improvement, and adapts on the fly. What's more, Meta has integrated this self-evaluation method into a broader AI ecosystem. Their mission is to achieve advanced machine intelligence, AMI, a level of AI that's not just smart, but capable of reasoning, learning, and adapting at a level close to or beyond human intelligence. The self-taught evaluator is a foundational step toward that goal. By empowering AI to evaluate and improve itself, Meta is bringing us closer to a future where digital agents can take on more complex tasks without constant human supervision. So, where does this leave us? Well, for one, this new era of autonomous AI systems could drastically change how we interact with technology. We're looking at a future where AI assistants can handle everything from complex scientific research to everyday tasks like writing code or diagnosing medical conditions, all without needing to be checked by a human. It's a self-sustaining cycle of learning and improving, powered by the AI itself. If you've been following the AI video scene lately, you know things are getting pretty crazy. It feels like every other day there's some new breakthrough, and honestly, it's hard to keep up. Well, I've got something really exciting to talk about. ByteDance, the company behind TikTok, is making some serious moves in the AI video generation race. The same ByteDance that practically rules the short-form video world is now charging ahead in the AI space, and it's fascinating to see what they're cooking up. So they've just rolled out 2 new AI models, PixelDance and Seaweed, and these could really shake things up when it comes to generating videos from text prompts. And when a company like ByteDance, which already dominates social media, dives into AI video tools, it's a big deal. All right, so let's break down these 2 AI models. First up, we've got PixelDance, which is still in private beta at the moment. Right now, only a select few users can try it out, but it could be released to the public next month depending on, get this, the outcome of the US general election. Yeah, you heard that right. According to YouTuber Tim Simmons, who focuses on AI tools, this could go live after November. Apparently there's some political tension around the release, but I'll leave that discussion for another time. So what makes PixelDance special? Well, for starters, it focuses on character animation. It can generate 10-second video clips with characters that move super realistically. We're talking about things like walking, turning, and interacting with objects in ways that look so natural, it's hard to believe it's AI generated. You can practically see the characters walking through a scene, picking up objects or making gestures that look like they were captured by human actors. But where PixelDance really shines is its multi-shot capabilities. Most AI video generators struggle to keep visual consistency across different shots. Things fall apart when switching angles or perspectives. This AI model solves that by keeping characters' appearances, proportions, and scene details consistent across multiple shots, which makes it ideal for creating complex scenes while maintaining visual coherence, a real game changer for AI video production. Not only that, PixelDance offers camera control on par with other major models like Pika and Runway's Gen 3. You can create impressive camera movements, things like 360-degree pans, zooms, and tracking shots with just a text prompt. One of the demos ByteDance showed featured a woman in sunglasses. The prompt was something like, in black and white, the camera is shot around the woman in sunglasses, moving from her side to the front, and finally focuses on a close-up of the woman's face. And the result was absolutely stunning. It's that level of camera control that puts PixelDance in a league of its own. Now let's talk about its sibling, Seaweed. While PixelDance focuses on character animation, Seaweed takes on environmental generation. This model can generate longer videos stretching up to 30 seconds or even as much as 2 minutes, which is pretty rare for AI tools right now. And just like PixelDance, it keeps things consistent across shots. This makes it super useful for creating longer scenes or sequences where you need everything to flow together smoothly. The timing of ByteDance's launch couldn't be better either. Everyone have heard about OpenAI's Sora, which was announced back in February. Sora was supposed to be this revolutionary AI model capable of generating up to 60 seconds of high-quality video from text prompts. People were hyped about it. But Sora still hasn't been released to the public. That's why ByteDance is swooping in to fill that gap with PixelDance and Seaweed. Now, even though OpenAI's Sora is still nowhere to be seen, they've been busy working on some new tools that are definitely worth checking out. Just recently, OpenAI introduced a suite of new tools aimed at fast-tracking the development of AI voice assistants. These new tools will make it easier for developers to build voice applications using a single set of instructions, which is a big deal for anyone working on voice-enabled AI. Previously, developers had to go through a multi-step process, transcribing audio, generating responses, and converting text back to speech. But now, with this streamlined system, they can do it all in one go. This will save developers a lot of time and simplify the process of creating more advanced, responsive AI voice tools. Not only that, OpenAI also unveiled a fine-tuning tool that allows developers to further improve their models by fine-tuning them with images and text. This opens up possibilities for better image recognition and more accurate object detection, which could be a game changer for applications in industries like autonomous vehicles. Another intriguing feature is the prompt caching tool, which helps cut development costs by reusing previously processed text, making it more affordable for smaller companies to get in on the action. OpenAI's tools are pushing the envelope on efficiency, which is critical given the growing competition in the AI space. All right, now, there are other big players trying to dominate AI video generation, and they're all going hard. Take Kuaishou, for example. They launched their model, Kling AI, back in June, and it's already one of the top tools out there. Kling AI is integrated into their video editing app and can generate 2-minute videos just like Seaweed. But Kling AI has its limitations. It mostly generates single-shot takes, meaning it's not as versatile when it comes to complex scenes with multiple angles or camera movements. Still, Kling has racked up over 2.6 million users, and those users have created over 27 million videos already, which is a serious volume. Then there's Pika Labs, one of the OGs in AI video. They just upgraded their tool to Pika 1.5, and this thing is wild. Pika 1.5 comes with more realistic movement, big screenshots, and these crazy special effects they call Pikafex that practically break the laws of physics. Think about characters in your video getting crushed, exploding, or revealing hidden layers like virtual cake. The tool is already live, and people are sharing their mind-blowing creations on social media. But let's not get too sidetracked. ByteDance's Pixel Dance and Seaweed models are built on the Dubao family of foundational models, which are based on something called the Document Image Transformer, DIT architecture. It's super technical, but essentially this architecture allows ByteDance to optimize these models for things like business applications. This could potentially lower the cost of producing AI-generated videos, which is awesome news for anyone who's been scared off by the high prices of AI tools in the past. Speaking of costs, ByteDance's strategy of slashing prices has really paid off. Since May, they've reduced their costs by so much that they've triggered a price war with other Chinese tech giants like Alibaba and Tencent. This aggressive pricing has fueled ByteDance's growth, and as of now, they're processing over 50 million images and 850,000 hours of speech every day. That's insane growth in just a few months. Now let's switch gears a bit and talk about the hardware side of things. ByteDance is planning to develop a new AI model that's trained primarily using Huawei chips. This move comes after the US started restricting the export of advanced AI chips, like those from NVIDIA, which has been a go-to supplier for many AI companies. ByteDance is now leaning on domestic suppliers like Huawei for its AI chip needs. Specifically, they're using the Ascend 910B chip, which is mainly used for less computationally intensive tasks, like inference, basically when an AI model is already trained and it's making predictions. But here's where things get interesting. ByteDance is planning to use these chips for training new AI models. Training an AI model is a much more demanding task that requires a lot of computational power, so this is a big step for them. But they're facing supply issues. ByteDance has ordered over 100,000 Ascend 910B chips this year, but has only received less than 30,000 as of July. This slow pace is making it hard for them to fully develop their new model. On top of that, the Ascend 910B chips aren't as powerful as NVIDIA's GPUs, so ByteDance is still struggling to keep up with the performance levels they need. ByteDance is also one of the largest buyers of NVIDIA's H20 AI chips, which were specially designed for the Chinese market to comply with US trade restrictions. They've also been buying chips through Microsoft's cloud computing services, making them Microsoft's biggest client for NVIDIA chips in Asia. So as we can see, ByteDance is definitely positioning itself to be a major player in the AI video generation space. With Pixel Dance and Seaweed, they're tackling some of the biggest challenges in AI video production, like maintaining visual consistency between shots and extending video lengths without sacrificing quality. But at the same time, they're up against some tough competition, especially from companies like Kuaishou, Pika Labs, and of course OpenAI with their yet-to-be-released model Sora. The race is on, and it's going to be fascinating to see who comes out on top. Anyway, that's all for this video. And if you're a content creator, these tools could be a game changer for you. So it's worth staying updated on all of this. Apple has just dropped a massive update with their Apple Intelligence platform, bringing a fresh, powerful set of features that will make using their devices smoother and smarter than ever. Apple's always had a focus on integrating powerful tools into their devices, but this is the next step, where AI really becomes central to the iPhone, iPad, and Mac experience. Apple Intelligence is built to help users write, create images, get tasks done more efficiently, and do it all in a way that protects your privacy. It's AI, but the Apple way, integrated, private, and seamless across all your devices. One of the most interesting aspects of Apple Intelligence is how deeply it's connected with Apple Silicon. If you're using a device powered by the M1, M2, or the newer A17 Pro chips, found in the iPhone 15 Pro models, then you're in for some serious power. Apple's AI goes beyond speed. It's designed to understand what you're doing across all your devices, all while keeping your personal data secure and private. Their new set of tools include writing tools that have been designed to make writing easier and faster, no matter where you are on your device. These tools are embedded in nearly every app where you write something, whether it's an email, a document, or even a message. The tools include proofreading, which checks for errors in your writing, and a rewrite feature that adjusts tone, style, or structure with just one tap. This means you can switch from a formal tone in an email to a more casual one for messaging, without having to reword everything manually. There's also a feature that allows you to summarize text. Whether it's a lengthy draft or an extensive email thread, it condenses the information so you can grasp the key points faster. And it's not limited to Apple's own apps. Writing tools work across third-party apps as well, making it super convenient no matter what app you're using. Next up is Image Playground, Apple's powerful image generation tool. Similar to other AI image generators, Image Playground lets you create visuals from a simple description. But what sets this apart is how integrated it is within Apple's apps. Whether you're in Notes, Messages, or even Keynote, you can generate custom visuals directly inside the app. So if you're brainstorming ideas and need visuals to match your notes or presentation, you just type a description and this tool does the rest. It offers multiple styles, animation, illustration, or even sketch-like renderings. Then there's Image Wand, which takes photo editing to a new level. With this tool, you can easily clean up any photo by removing unwanted objects. It automatically detects distractions in the background, making it easy to erase them instantly. Whether it's a great shot ruined by someone in the background or small details that need fixing, Image Wand makes it simple and quick, perfect for social media creators or anyone wanting to enhance their photos without using complicated editing tools. Apple is also bringing Genmoji to the table, a feature where you can generate customized emojis based on descriptions or even photos from your library. It's built right into the keyboard, so creating one is as easy as typing out an idea. The level of customization here is insane, allowing you to adjust everything until the emoji fits the exact mood or look you're going for. Alright, now let's talk about Siri. It's no secret that Siri has often lagged behind other assistants like Google Assistant or Alexa when it comes to smarts, but with Apple Intelligence, Siri is getting a serious upgrade. It will not only sound more natural, but will have a far deeper understanding of personal context.
What's the weather tomorrow morning at Muir Beach? Muir Woods.
The forecast is calling for clear skies in the morning.
This means it will understand your ongoing tasks better, follow up on them, and even handle more complex commands that span across multiple apps. For example, if you ask Siri to send an email you drafted, it won't ask for additional clarification. It knows which draft you're referring to and which app it's located in. Or if you need to enhance a photo and then insert it into a note, Siri can handle all that without you having to manually open each app. This level of cross-app integration makes it a more effective assistant than it has ever been. Siri also gets smarter in how it interacts with your personal data. Need to find a recipe your friend sent last month, but can't remember if it was via email, message, or note. It can now search across your apps, piecing together data from multiple sources without sacrificing your privacy. Everything stays secure, processed on-device, or through Apple's private cloud compute system. This new Siri design is clean and visually integrated into the device with an elegant glowing light that wraps around your screen when it's active. You can also type to Siri from anywhere in the system, making it even more convenient when you can't speak out loud. Now, Apple's focus on privacy hasn't wavered. One of the things that make Apple Intelligence unique compared to other AI platforms is how it keeps your personal data secure. Much of the AI processing happens directly on your device, thanks to the power of Apple Silicon. However, for more complex requests, Apple uses private cloud compute, which runs on Apple's own servers powered by their custom silicon. Even in this case, Apple ensures that your data is processed securely and doesn't collect any personal information. In short, Apple Intelligence is aware of your personal context but doesn't share or store your personal data. This is a significant distinction from other AI systems that often rely heavily on cloud computing, which can sometimes expose your data to third-party servers. But maybe one of the most powerful aspects of Apple Intelligence is how it's integrated with ChatGPT. Now, let's be clear, ChatGPT on a device is nothing new. Millions of people are using it every day. But what's different here is how Apple has embedded it into the very fabric of its devices. You're not opening another app to access it, and there's no need for a separate account. Whether you're asking Siri to tackle more advanced queries or using ChatGPT's writing and image generation capabilities, it's all built in and works smoothly within the ecosystem. For more sophisticated tasks or questions, Siri can pass things off to ChatGPT without breaking the workflow. And this is all part of Apple's push to keep you within their ecosystem without having to juggle between tools. ChatGPT is also part of the visual intelligence feature, allowing users to do things like identifying text or objects in real time with their camera or translating signs instantly. This real-time interaction is powered by both Apple's on-device processing and ChatGPT's AI capabilities, providing users with the best of both worlds in terms of speed and accuracy. Now, as you might have guessed, not everyone will be able to jump on Apple Intelligence right away. The platform is rolling out in stages, starting with iPhone 16, iPhone 15 Pro, and any iPad or Mac with an M1 chip or later. This limitation is tied directly to the power of Apple Silicon, which is designed to handle the intense processing demands of these AI tools. Apple Intelligence will roll out with iOS 18, iPadOS 18, and macOS Sequoia 15.1 this fall, with additional features coming in iOS 18.2 and beyond. US users will be the first to experience it, but localized English versions will be available in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and the UK starting in December. Support for other languages like Chinese, French, and German will arrive in 2025, making this a truly global launch, just spread out over time. Also, future updates will bring even more powerful tools, tighter app integration, and new AI capabilities across their OS ecosystem. Developers already have access to new APIs and tools like App Intents, allowing them to integrate Apple Intelligence into third-party apps. This means the platform will only get more versatile as time goes on. The backbone of all these innovations lies in Apple Silicon, with its AI-focused architecture that enables these powerful features without draining the battery or sacrificing speed. This tight hardware-software integration is what sets Apple's approach to AI apart from the competition. And as Apple continues to push updates, we can expect even deeper integrations and smarter functionality across devices. For those with newer devices, this is an exciting upgrade that will make daily tasks smoother, more efficient, and a lot more fun. And for those still on older hardware, this just might be the push you need to upgrade and take advantage of everything Apple Intelligence has to offer. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Anthropic just rolled out a massive update to their AI model, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, and now it can actually control your computer. It can see your screen, move the mouse, click around, and even type for you. Basically, it's an AI that could take over your whole computer. Sounds pretty incredible, right? But it's still in the early stages, so it's not perfect yet. Still, the potential is huge, so let's talk about it. All right, Anthropic has been working on this concept for a while now. Last spring, they talked about building AI that could handle all sorts of tasks we do every day. Things like responding to emails, doing research, or even managing entire back-office jobs all by itself. It's part of what they call a next-gen algorithm for AI self-teaching, which is just a way of saying they want AI to eventually automate huge parts of the economy. And that's a pretty bold goal, but now with Claude 3.5 Sonnet, they're getting closer to making that dream a reality. So what's new with this model? Well, the big feature everyone's talking about is something called computer use. Basically, this allows Claude to understand and interact with any desktop app. Anthropic introduced this feature in open beta, which means it's available for developers to start playing around with, but there's still a long way to go. Imagine it like this. Claude can take screenshots of what's happening on your screen, and then it uses that information to move your cursor, click buttons, and even type commands. And it's doing all of this super fast. Like a human sitting at your PC, except it's not human, it's an AI model. But before you get too excited, here's the catch. It's not perfect. Sometimes it's a little slow and error-prone, and sometimes it misses basic actions like scrolling or zooming. Anthropic even admits that Claude's computer use is still kind of cumbersome. So while the potential is there, it's not ready to fully take over your desktop just yet. Okay, so why is this even a big deal if it's not fully working yet? Because the fact that model can even attempt to control a computer is a pretty massive leap forward in AI development. If it can pull this off, it could change the way we use AI in daily life. Think about it. AI that doesn't just answer your questions or write your code, but can actually use the software on your computer to get stuff done. We've seen AI tools that automate tasks before. For example, Microsoft's Copilot and OpenAI's desktop app for ChatGPT can look at your screen and make suggestions, but Claude takes it to the next level by actively controlling your computer. Anthropic's goal here is to make this AI capable of handling anything you can throw at it, whether that's filling out forms, browsing the web, or even automating complex tasks that require multiple steps. And they're not the only ones racing to perfect this idea. There are tons of companies trying to create what people are calling AI agents, basically software that can automate different tasks for you. In fact, a survey from Capgemini found that 10% of organizations are already using these AI agents, and a whopping 82% plan to integrate them within the next 3 years. Companies like Salesforce and OpenAI are all pushing for this kind of tech, and Anthropic wants to be right there at the front of the pack. But here's where Anthropic says they're doing things a little differently. They're calling their version of this tech an action execution layer, which sounds fancy, but it just means Claude can break down what you want it to do into smaller actions like moving your cursor or clicking a button. And it's already being tested by some pretty big names like Canva and Replit. Canva is exploring how Claude could help with designing and editing, while Replit is using it to build an autonomous verifier that checks apps as they're being developed. All right, now let's talk about some technical stuff. How does Claude 3.5 Sonnet actually perform? So, Anthropic is bragging about how good it is at coding tasks. On a benchmark called SWE Bench Verified, which tests how well AI models can handle coding, Claude's new version scored 49%, which is a big jump from its previous score of 33.4%. To put that into perspective, this beats some of the top models out there, including OpenAI's flagship model, which they call O1 Preview. On another benchmark called Tau Bench, which tests how well AI can use tools, Claude improved from 62.6% to 69.2% in the retail domain, and from 36.0% to 46.0% in the more challenging airline domain. In simple terms, it's getting better at doing multi-step tasks like booking flights or processing returns. But, and this is a big but, it's still not perfect. In fact, during tests where it had to help with things like modifying flight reservations, Claude only managed to complete about half of the tasks successfully. And in other tests, like initiating a return, it failed about a third of the time. So yeah, there's still room for improvement. Now, this might raise some eyebrows. If this AI can control a computer, doesn't that open up all sorts of possibilities for misuse? Anthropic says they are very aware of the risks here. They've taken some precautions, like not training the model on user screenshots or allowing it to access the web during training. They've also built classifiers to nudge Claude away from doing risky things like posting on social media, creating accounts, or interacting with government websites. But here's the thing, this tech is still new, and there's a lot we don't know about how it might be used or misused. There's already research showing that even models without desktop access, like OpenAI's GPT-4, can be tricked into doing harmful stuff like ordering a fake passport from the dark web. So what happens when you give an AI model access to your entire computer? It's a little scary to think about, but Anthropic says they'd rather find out now while the tech is still in its early stages than wait until it's too powerful to control. They're working with agencies like the US AI Safety Institute and the UK Safety Institute to test these models before they're released, and they've built systems to monitor when Claude is being asked to engage in election-related activities. This is especially important with the US elections just around the corner. They don't want AI meddling in politics. Anthropic has even said they'll restrict access to certain websites if necessary to prevent spam, fraud, or misinformation. And turns out, Claude has had some amusing moments during testing. In one instance, Claude was supposed to be helping with a coding demo, but instead started browsing through photos of Yellowstone National Park. And at one point, it even managed to stop a screen recording mid-demo, losing all the footage. So yeah, it's not all smooth sailing just yet. But that's kind of the point of this public beta release. Anthropic wants to get feedback from developers to see where the model struggles and what can be improved. They know it's not perfect, and they're expecting it to evolve pretty quickly in the coming months. So, where does this all go from here? Anthropic is already working on a cheaper, faster version of Claude called Claude 3.5 Haiku. This model is set to be released later this month, and it's designed to be more efficient and affordable than Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Despite being a budget version, Claude 3.5 Haiku actually matches the performance of the larger Claude 3 Opus model on many benchmarks, making it a solid option for developers who need AI power without breaking the bank. Claude 3.5 Haiku will first be available as a text-only model, but Anthropic plans to roll out image support later. It's going to be perfect for tasks like analyzing massive amounts of data. Think purchase history, pricing, and inventory records. And for anyone worried about performance, don't be. Claude 3.5 Haiku scores 40.6% on StudyUI Bench Verified, which is higher than the original Claude 3.5 Sonnet and many other state-of-the-art models. So obviously the technology is evolving quickly, but for now, it's more of a novelty than a necessity. However, the potential here is undeniable, and we're definitely going to see some exciting developments in the coming months. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Are you excited about the idea of an AI controlling your computer, or does it freak you out? Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates on the latest in AI tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.